All right, so what's up, everybody? This is Austin. For all of you that are watching right now, all of you YouTubers, people watching it on Spotify, those of you watching the actual video, I want you to take note of these two diagrams that I'm about to put up on the screen for you, because you're about to experience the episode that I just did with Mr. Canine Gaines. And so throughout our talks, I tried to do a video. We were doing a remote pod, so I tried to do a video with us side by side, and in our talks about his books, he has three different ones: Lean Gains, the Quamanel Code, and then Godbody. He wanted to reference these two diagrams that he drew, and so he was showing them up on the screen. If I would have been able to get the video, you would have been able to see him at the times of when he's referencing them, but unfortunately, that didn't work out. So what I wanted to do was leave these up for you, and at any point, you can hop back to the front of the pod if you need to, but just kind of study them before you start, so that way, whenever we get to talking about them, you have some kind of idea of what the hell we're talking about there. So, check these out. Get ready for the pod. We're about to talk about his three books, a little bit about just dieting and his workout regimens and his life in general, you know, and then we'll talk about all his books and the God complex and stuff, man. So, you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in there. All right, what's up, everybody? This is Austin, back at you with another episode of the Book of Austin Life of Detours podcast. I have the pleasure of having my boy, Mr. Canine Gaines, back on the pod for a part two. We got to talk a little bit about what's going on with him. What you got going on over there, Mr. Canine?
Hey, what's up, man? Not much. Well, other than solving like secrets to the universe. Nah.
Hey.
No, but
as you understand them, that is, right?
Yeah, because I don't want to stir up any controversy yet. But no, for real though, I've been just digging deeper into my knowledge and like expanding on my fitness knowledge as well, and then also just keeping up with everything that I've had going since like the last time that we spoke. So.
Yeah. I know you've had a bunch of stuff going on, bro. So I'm gonna crack this beer and then we're gonna get into it, bro. All right, cheers, buddy. I wish I had a beer. I wish I could hand you a beer. Okay, bet. Yeah, that'll work. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, because if you guys remember, last time on the pod, I was showing him, what beer did we have that time? What was that?
It was the can.
Was that the Texas? Maybe was it an IPA?
Nah, it was a unique brand. I forgot the name.
Right,
but it was like a blue can.
Interesting. Okay.
And then I remember because I poured mine wrong and shit.
Yeah, you did, bro. Yeah, but I mean, for the first time, it wasn't that bad, bro.
Facts.
Yep,
At least I was like, at least I wasn't a bitch about it. I was like, let me go on and try this, and
yeah. Hell yeah, you could have just handed it over and been like, you do it, but no, you tried to take care of business there, bro. Yeah. But yeah. So we had a beer last time. I'm gonna have a beer. You're having some water, as you know you should probably.
Got to be healthy. Nah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with like drinking like alcohol. And best believe if I had some Patron here.
Oh shit.
Or like that shit that you gave me when we was at that when we was at that one spot, and then you gave me that shot. It was like more than a shot though.
Oh yeah, what did I give you, bro? I think it was a tequila, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was good though.
When you came up to see me at Boomers?
Yeah.
I remember making you something.
Because like it was good. And then,
yeah,
that shit's good.
It's dangerous, bro. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's been probably at least 6 months.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, our pod was a long time ago now, bro.
I know, man. Hey, perfect timing for everything. So
that's what I'm talking about, bro. It's really nice to have you back on, bro. And with everything that you got going on, dude. So I do want to talk about. So you have you finished this next book? Or are you still working on it, or?
Oh yeah. So
because you had a couple, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the last time that we spoke, and the last time I was on this podcast, right? I only had my Lean Gains ebook out,
Right.
and then afterwards I decided to drop. So I already had a book. Like at that time, I had a book already written called the Quamanel Code, and like I was giving it to like some of my clients and like different people that like I like knew, but I never like tried to like release it to the world, right?
Right on.
And then I had the Godbody book in which I was writing within that time period of like being at the podcast, and then we even spoke on the phone for like an hour, I think.
Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because we were drawing. I remember we were like, you were saying this stuff, and we were literally drawing like diagrams of shit at the same time because it was like that complex.
It's some deep shit. I like it.
Yeah.
And then that's part of what I mean by like expanding, just like because it's like you can say like I eat healthy, right? And then you can say like I count my macros. It's like a deeper understanding of the same thing.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So like a more specific kind of focus deal.
Exactly. And then I feel like that when you look at it in these different ways, it leads to different ways of being more creative. So like for an example, if you understand like you can eat like certain things as long as it falls under like a certain amount of calories, like how you can design a diet plan differently. Like how maybe you can put a chocolate bar in there. And then, like, if you're someone that is not that familiar with like how diet and like new nutrition work, you would think like a chocolate bar in your diet should like just destroy everything.
Absolutely no way. Yeah.
But like how there's ways that if you understand like the macros and like the person's body and stuff like that, and then of course if they're not obese and then like they're just living a like lifestyle, you can definitely like fit things like chocolate bars. You can do ice cream, like just little snacks like at the end of the day and things like that. Like how you can actually fit these things within a diet if you understand like how to like just mess with the macros and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
and you need to know like exactly what your goals are, you know.
Yeah, and then that's a big thing too. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so your first book, I don't think did we even talk about it on the last pod?
No. I don't think that we talked about it, and I didn't really like try to bring it up either because it wasn't something that was like that big of a deal for me. Because I've already like ebooks similar to my Lean Gains book prior that I've been selling like since I was like 17.
So what's that
one? So the Lean Gains is about like a new workout formula that like I kind of designed, and now there is other people's whose is similar, but my application is different, so that's what makes the Lean Gains formula special. Okay. And what it's basically about is like how to gain muscle and like be like very very muscular but like stay lean, because a lot of times like people bulk up and like they get big but then they get kind of chubby and like fat.
Yeah, they don't get the definition on the in between, you know.
Exactly. And then like how if you've ever seen like my transformations inside the past, like I've gotten like real like chubby and like big, and then I've cut down, be like real shredded. Yeah,
you kind of go like, back and forth, don't you?
Yeah, but recently in these last 2 years, I switched it up because I've used my Lean Gains formula to where I kind of like stay lean all year round. Like how now I have abs. Gotta show the abs.
Yeah, get it, boy.
Right now I have abs, right? And then it's like I've been having abs all year around, even though I've went through my bulking phase and then cutting phase, and that's what the Lean Gains formula is all about.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. So you just get to keep that definition while you're still. Are you eating a surplus and all that, like to get the gains out of it?
Yeah, it's all about body manipulation.
Okay,
I'm telling you. See, I got some stuff. All
right, I'm with it. Yeah.
I could have you looking like my brother, like my like how my brother is like he's like more like slim, but like he has like just a little bit of muscle on him, but like he's like really really cut, and I feel like that's.
Oh, I could definitely get that, bro. It's like it's so hard for me. Like I'd have to eat so much to actually put on like weight, but I stay walking and like I stay super active. Like I don't I usually have like a good like a 4-pack or so, you know what I mean? Like, and I drink, you know, a good bit, and I don't eat like we eat pretty good, but not like the most healthy, you know.
See, and then that's another thing, because like how alcohol has like calories in it, and then but you can make that fit within the diet.
Yeah, that's what I was doing whenever I was doing keto too. Is like you could only have a certain amount, you could have a certain type, stuff like that. But like Yeah, so I mean, you can still do it. So it turns out that like Miller Lite and Mick Ultra and stuff like that, those beers have like I want to say like 4 carbs in them a piece, like 3.5 to 4 carbs, and you can have, I think it was like 20 to 30 at the most that you wanted to stay in ketosis as far as like the rest of your carbohydrates that you're getting, or not your carbs, but your
you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know a little bit. Yeah,
around that range. See, because when it comes to coming in and out of ketosis, it can vary because like certain people's metabolism is just like different.
Yeah,
and then also your like lifestyle plays like a huge role in that as well. And then also if your body has been in ketosis before, it plays a big role in that.
Interesting.
So it's like a lot of things. Yeah, it's like a lot of things plays a roles in like being and maintaining that ketosis thing. So I understand why you said like 20 to 30 or like even less grams of carbohydrates.
Yeah, if you can get down, I mean, for the ketosis, I guess it would be good to be at 0, but I don't think it's healthy to be at 0, right?
I don't think it's possible. I mean,
right. I mean, even if you just ate berries and nuts, you still got like 0.1, and stuff.
Berries, yeah. If you eat berries, you're already done.
Yeah, bro, that was the thing. Like, I could only eat like the tiniest, like my only sweet that I could get was blueberries and raspberries, and that's because you can only eat a couple of them, but they're more water than they are, anything, but they still have that sweet because like there is nothing sweet really on a keto diet, bro.
Yeah, keto diets is tough. I've done keto, and keto I actually still use it to this day actually.
Oh really? Yeah.
But I only use it in specific cases and at certain times.
Okay.
And it's not something that I promote. If you understand what I mean. Like how it's like, because keto can be used like especially if you're trying to get like a lot of weight off fast.
Yeah.
But the reason why I don't like to like just tell everybody about it or try to make everybody do it, because first of all, it can be tricky to actually even apply it and do it correctly.
Yeah, like, bro.
If you've done it, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Bro, I'd be going up to the fucking, to like the cupboard and stuff, bro. I'd look in there and be like, there's nothing in here I can eat, bro. That's crazy. And then I'd like shut it, just like, I guess I'm just not going to eat right now. Let's go figure it out later.
And then some people don't understand like how much stuff will actually throw them out of ketosis. And then so they think that they're in ketosis and then they're not.
Yeah.
And then that causes a problem because they're like the diet's not working. So I just try to stay away from it when it comes to most people. But also on top of all that, like once you actually do get in ketosis, and you probably notice like that brain fog, like your body goes through like a lot of changes.
Yeah,
like
because your body's used to running on carbs.
Yeah, exactly. And then some people like probably won't be able to function through their day. Like I remember the first time that I ran a keto diet, I was still in like school, right? And I was like, yo, I cannot do this right now. I was like,
I'm so hungry and so tired right now.
And then like you get in this weird state because you eat, right? And then like it's not that I'm hungry, it's just that I want carbs. Like,
yes. Like I'm not excited about eating right now. Like I was having like eggs with some bacon and like cucumbers for my breakfast and stuff. And pork rinds, if you get the right ones that are just the pork rinds with just a little bit of added salt at the most, which turns out like the Great Value version, it has the least amount of ingredients in it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's literally just pork fat, or I don't know if it's pork skin or whatever it is, and then salt.
Walmart is always clutch though, so
yeah, bro.
I gotta get them that. Hey.
Yeah, I was looking up a bunch of videos, and there were a bunch about like the Walmart keto and all this stuff, and like all the little shit you can get at Walmart, and like the kinds of beef jerky you want to get, and all that, and like just like little stuff, bro. There's a bunch going on over there, though. But so that's the thing about it, is like anybody can do it. But it's not something you can just say, like, you got to do a little bit of research, and, like, it's definitely a lifestyle change, bro. Like, it's weird, man.
Yes.
I only did it for a short while, but I felt like I got a pretty good little return out of it, bro. I did it, like, right before summer came, and, like, I was on it, bro. I was feeling it.
Yeah, exactly, because it does work. It does work, for sure. It's just one of those things that it's like, it's not for everybody, and you definitely got to do it correctly.
Yeah. Kristen was talking about she likes when she does a diet, she likes to do something like ketosis or like keto because you can't mess with it. Like you can't just have a cheat day or you'll just get completely thrown out of ketosis. Like you have to stay on it or the diet isn't going to work. Like it's not, I mean, I guess it'll work a little bit, but you're not going to get the full effect if you don't, like if you like mess it up every once in a while. And it's just like she likes to have like real strict rules. And that's one thing about like keto and stuff.
Well, and then this is actually good because this is going to lead into some things further in the conversation. So if you're listening to this, right, rewind it back once you get further when I talk about this, and it's going to make sense. But
mark this time, 14 minutes, 20 seconds.
Exactly. But going in and out of ketosis, right, that can mess with your brain because you're like altering your like state of awareness. So it's some other stuff. So that is also another thing. So
do you think it's because your brain obviously runs on whatever fuel you're running off of? So like if it's having to switch between fuel sources, it doesn't really know what's going on too.
And then also like how you said your brain can get addicted to sugar.
Yeah.
Right? And then so it's like imagine if like you had a thing, right? Like heroin addict. And then you give them like a withdrawal, right? Like you take them away from the drugs and they're having withdrawals. So that's kind of like how when you start going into keto and then you start getting like that brain fog and like stuff like that. And your urges get like very, very stronger, right? And then like let's say if you give them like some of the drugs, right? And then so they get that like high.
Yeah.
But then you take it away again, they're gonna go straight back through the whole thing again.
Yeah, they gotta completely restart basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then so now that's just a concept because I know that when it comes to like certain things like how drugs that actually can be a good way to help people get off of drugs.
Depends on the drug for sure. There's a couple that you don't want to do that, but yeah.
But like how when it comes to like keto though, and then like that's a good example because like when it comes to like keto, like trying to like go in and out of ketosis, like how you said, could just either not even make the plan work, but also it could fuck with your brain and stuff like that.
There's adverse side effects, people. So don't just be jumping in, bro. It's
keto was so dangerous.
Yeah, I swear, bro, for real. And it did. Like I felt like once I got into ketosis and like once I kind of got used to it, like I got my energy back and stuff. Like I never had what they call like the keto flu, you know. Like I never got like so down, like I was like felt sick, you know.
I have. I got.
Oh, for real? Yeah. That sounds awful. I was a little tired though. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Huh?
I was a little tired. I ain't gonna lie to you though.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I'm about to say if you went into ketosis, you cannot unless you never. I'm about to say you cannot tell me because I even know the biological changes that your body went through. So I know you had to feel something. So.
Yeah, it was like I don't know. You just didn't feel like. Because I feel like, you know, like sugars and stuff like that and carbs, it's such a fast-acting energy source, you know, like you feel like right after you eat it, you get like that energy bump.
You know what? Also, like around the time that you're probably doing keto, you were probably also doing like some personal development work, right?
For sure. Yeah.
And then, so I think that like your mind was also in like a good spot.
Yeah.
Like me, when I was doing my like keto, it's not that my mind was in a good spot. It's just that my mind wasn't focused on like trying to like be in a positive space. I was focused on trying to get big.
Yeah. Oh shit, bro! You just got by the Super Saiyan, bro.
Yeah. That's right there. But like that's what my mind was like focused on. So I think that like that also could have played a like role in like the whole thing. So I think that you probably onto something though.
Yeah, and also whenever you go to undertake something like that, like just the idea of like being on something like something so strict and like taking care of that, like kind of puts you in that mental state anyways, you know, of like being aware of what you're putting in your body instead of just eating, and you know, like just being more aware kind of puts you in that mind state.
So since you've went through the process of like paying attention to your diet and everything, right? Do you feel like that like sometimes like that can create like a mental illness kind of like to where you're like watch like how what you said, like how you look in your cabinet and you're like, I can't eat none of this.
Can't eat nothing in here, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're looking at counting every single
I
calorie and
definitely
stuff.
felt crazy for sure because I was like, dude, like, because it was like I wasn't doing it for like, I mean, I'm not like a super unhealthy person or anything. I was just doing it honestly to get some good benefits out of it, but also to just kind of say that I did it. So at that point, I was really just proving it to like me and Kristen, who knew about it and all this stuff, and Logan was doing it with us at the time, and so I was really just proving it to us. And I'm like, at this point, like, I could break this anytime. Like, I'm actually being crazy to do this because I'm putting my body through this, you know, like, at any point I could just stop.
So you never got to the point to where like, okay. So I feel like that happens among, because I know I went through that. Like, among people that like diet like for like long periods of like time, and then like you're constantly like tracking your like macros.
Yeah.
Like I'm going through like a competition prep to where like it's like half a year.
Bro.
Like,
yeah, that sounds so rough.
and then like after, yeah, exactly. And then like after the competition, you like kind of like stop it, right? But like your mind is still in like the rhythm of like counting every single calorie. So it's like,
It's something you really don't lose either. And like now, even like whenever I eat, like I tend not to eat things with like I don't eat a lot of sandwiches anymore. I don't eat a lot of things with bread, you know, like it just kind of like whenever you go to eat it, you just think about it, you know, later on. Like I'm not even doing keto or anything like that, but you think about it and you're like, this is not good for me, you know? It's something that sticks with you, you know? And it's like, when it, like, why would, like, if it's good for you whenever you're doing keto, like, why is it not good for you, like, normally, you know? Yeah. So just kind of take some shit, learn from it, and take it into your everyday life, dude. Even if you don't, like, nail keto and you lose a bunch of weight and stuff, you know, like, if you change one meal a week or something, you know, like, that helps.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's what I mean by like, when I was like, when it comes to certain drug users, like how it could be good to like give them some, and then like they come off, and you give them like a little bit more, and then they come off, and then or take them off. Like that would kind of be like my approach to some people when it comes to their diet, like how you kind of change some little things, kind of like tiptoe your way in. But when it comes to keto, I feel like keto is one of those diets. Like keto is a diet that's made for somebody that's already dieted before normally.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Just like probably like just cutting like their carbs back some.
Mm-hmm.
Then like just being more experimented with just all that world.
Yeah.
And then trying something like keto. Because when you do keto correctly, like, oh, dude, that shit be effective.
Rough, bro.
So, do have some stuff. So,
Okay,
I released 2 books. Okay, so I released Godbody, which was the one that I was writing prior. I mean, during the like last podcasts and stuff
Okay,
like
right.
that.
So you had the, what was the first book again? I'm sorry.
So I have 3 books. Lean Gains. Which
Lean
was
Gains
the,
is the one you already had, right?
Yeah, that was the one that was already out, already done. And then I had the Quamanel Code, and then I had the Godbody book.
Right.
And then the Quamanel Code was a book that was already finished. I just never published it. And then the Godbody book was one that I was still writing.
Yeah.
And so this paper here that I was going to show you, it's of a pyramid, and then at the top of the pyramid it has consciousness, and in the middle it has imagination, and at the bottom it has physicality.
Okay.
And then like this whole pyramid within itself is kind of like a visual representation of like what the Quamanel Code book is about, because it's about identifying and like basically identifying and creating your own sense of self within each parts of this pyramid. So like I identifying your unconsciousness, and then like creating and understanding like what that means to you, and then like identifying your imagination and like the effects that it has on your outside world and on yourself.
Yeah.
And then like what you can do with that, and then the same thing with your your physicality. So like identifying like and being aware of your actual body. So being able to move your pecs, your lats.
Yeah. You know, to move each individually. Yeah.
But no. And then that's my thing, because like when I talk about these like spiritual topics, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like some people that I talk to, like how their mind can go like way out, like, and I'm like, if you think about what I'm talking about, like it's very simple, like just becoming aware of your body, like your physical, like being able to move like just different muscle fibers.
Yeah.
But like you can take that to being able to be more acrobatic and things like that. So being aware and becoming more aware of your physicality expand to a wide variety of things.
Yeah, the way that you look at stuff is so interesting because you take all these like philosophical thoughts and all these like bigger ideas, and then you kind of give them like a catalyst or like you ground it with your body, you know. So you take it back to give it like a point to, like, you point it at your body so that it's not just this like random idea that you're like just philosophically like trying to put together, but it's like something that has a point.
One with like a logical understanding to it.
Yeah.
Right. And then so it's so funny because like how I joke and I tell people, it's like if you ever watched that Bruce Lee movie too, where like the master is asking Bruce Lee like questions about martial arts, and then Bruce Lee answers with the spiritual answer, and then like he tells Bruce Lee, he's like, "You've taken martial arts to a spiritual level," and then I'm all like, the reason why I tie everything that I'm talking about to the body because I've taken fitness to a spiritual level.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, yeah. Is that your approach whenever you go to train people? Like, do you take that in whenever you're like talking with them and like trying to like help them with their lifestyle along with it, right?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and it depends because everybody's different. Okay, so it's
not everybody's open to it.
And well, everybody's open to it. I have yet, and I never will meet somebody who's not open to it because it's not about if you're open to it or not. It's just what level. You understand what I mean? Okay. Because like people are religious, and I understand religion to a very good degree. Some people are scientific, and I understand science to a very good degree. I like science a lot.
Yeah, right on. Okay, yeah.
And some people are illogical, and I understand non-logic, which is also one of probably my favorite now because I feel like that's the most spiritual. Okay. And we'll get more into that later. Okay. But So I understand these different topics, so I'm able to communicate and put my spirituality into my training and implement like my understandings into everybody, but it's just at a different level.
So you tailor it to each person, obviously. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I custom, damn, this is deja vu. But look, when I say custom diet and like workout plans, I literally mean custom for you. So
custom. Like he's gonna get to know you so that he knows what you need and what he can do with you, you know.
Exactly. I'm literally going to get to know you.
Yeah. Interesting. That's dope, dude. Yeah. So that's the Quamanel Code. Is that what you said?
Oh, Quamanel Code.
Quamanel Code. Okay. That's dope. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What else do you have on there? So you have Union plus.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is that secret sauce down here. Okay.
Okay. Bet. This is the. What you got?
So. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this here, right? If you want to read it this way, this is like you as a person, correct? Mm-hmm. Can you here? Let me get closer.
Yeah. Now I can see it. Yeah. So you have union with a person.
My little stick figure person here.
Yeah.
That's supposed to represent you as a person. So this can be anybody. It's not nothing specific. Mm-hmm. And then this is supposed to represent your brain or your mind or your conscience, right? Mm-hmm. And this appears supposed to represent all of reality and consciousness and God or whatever you want to believe in. Everything.
Like everything that your brain is perceiving, kind of deal.
No, everything that your brain is and isn't receiving.
So okay. So that's just everything in general.
Yeah. I mean, like everything. So, like, this is like them conversation enders, like to where you talk about all you want to talk about, but then you just say it's everything or like nothing. So,
right on.
Okay.
Like you can't define infinity, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then any definition that you get from that will go to something else, and you just and then. So this is supposed to represent all, and then now what this represents is the union of the mind. So understanding this. And then also bring that understanding into your physicality and then making it all one. So you've probably heard people like I know there's people like what's his name? Frank Zane. He's a bodybuilder.
Okay.
Frank also Ronnie Coleman. Chris Angels. I know people like Jay-Z, a lot of influential people. Also Bruce Lee. Mm-hmm. They don't talk about incorporating the mind, body, and the spirit and making it one. So.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So that that nothing or that everything is kind of the spirit, because it's connected to all that stuff, right?
Yeah. If you want to say that. You want to say that.
So you're overlapping everything. You're overlapping yourself, your physical self, then your mind, like your perceptions and everything, and then the spirit on top of it of everything. That's where that union comes from?
Yeah, okay, yeah. And then I gave that example just to kind of give you a better understanding. So that's not why I made this. That's why I didn't say like body, mind, and spirit, because that's not what this is. It's just that that's kind of the understanding of it. You understand what I mean? But I don't want to say spirit because you see how like you you kind of thought it's not that they're layered. It's just that it's all like the same thing. It's just like your perception of it.
You're connecting all of it.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine as if you had a PS4, right?
Okay.
And then like your PS4, imagine as if you had a game on there that half of the screen. Nah, that's not a good example.
How about a PS4 with no internet?
Yeah, no. I was trying to think of an example that because it's not the fact that they're like layered, right? Because this is kind of how the dimensions work, right? Because it's not that they're layered; it's just that they're all one. It's just that you're perceiving it in different ways. You understand what I mean?
Okay, so they're not really separate at all, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a movie. It's like a movie, a bunch of pictures, or is it a video?
Ah, okay, yeah.
So it's like, it's just how you're perceiving one thing.
Yeah.
And then now, but that's the concept of this. So like how like we just said was the concept of what this is. It's bringing all that instead of making it one like it's layers. It's bringing it all into one. Okay. As what we just did.
Yeah.
And I understand just now.
Okay. What's that creation part of it?
Oh, okay. So this moves into something else. Okay. I don't know if you've ever watched any of my YouTube videos, but any of my followers that are right now, I'm probably understand like how these charts work. So these different charts that I make, like they represent different things, and like how I told you, like it's different ways that you perceive it. Based on how you want to perceive the chart, you will get a different understanding of it. Okay. And then so what this represents here is like kind of like phase of creation. So like when you're trying to manifest in life, right? You start by gaining an idea, right? Or like having the desire to do something, or like a like motive, something like you're trying to do something, right?
Yeah.
And then you start going through the ideas of how to do it and stuff like that. So that's the creation phase. And then when you actually do that thing and you experience that thing, that's the experience phase. And then so that's just how you understand it in like this way.
Oh, right on. Okay, yeah. So you're taking all of that, like now that you have it all together and you're kind of perceiving it as such, you're using it for ideas, and then you're using it to create experience out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So like how, for an example, well, what this represents, I mean, you do this automatically. But what this does, but what this is it's just showing you what you are what you are doing.
Yeah.
And then when you become aware of it, you can do it in different ways. You understand what I mean?
You can you can point it at things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like how us getting on this podcast, we literally did this. Like how you became one with your desire, and you had an idea in your mind, and I had an idea and all that kind of stuff. And then we thought about how we were going to do it. We even planned it out throughout the day and stuff like that. And now we're experiencing it. Yeah. So it's something that automatically happens. It's not something that you really have to try to do. Okay. But once you aware of how to, like what you are doing, you can kind of do it in different ways.
Yeah, okay.
And then when you understand what this is, you can understand, like, when you're doing it in different ways, like, you can get past certain restrictions that you may have thought that you've had before you understood what you were doing.
Interesting.
So, and then that's what my Quamanel Code book is about. And then towards the end of the Godbody book, I get into some really good stuff there.
Right on, okay, yeah.
My next book is going to be really nice. Because my next book is going to have some stuff in there. You're gonna like that one.
Okay, yeah. So what's up? So what's up with Godbody? So this
God,
is so you had hold on. The first book, Lean Gains, and then the Quamanel Code, and then now's Godbody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Lean Gains, Quamanel Code, and then Godbody. Okay. It's so much easier whenever I see it spelled out like that.
Quamanel.
Okay, yeah. Dope. Yeah, see, that's easy. I got this.
So the Godbody book is kind of about this thing here, like this part, like really just about this part here, and then like just like different understandings of like what these things are, and then also like the different applications of understanding those things.
Yeah.
So if you understand like how your mind works, you can use your mind in different ways. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what Godbody gets into. And also,
is that tailored to, like, whenever you say God body, are you talking about your physical body?
Oh no. Yes, actually, I said, but yes. I am talking about your actual body, and then just making like your actual body a God source, if whatever you want to take from that, because God means many things to different people. So that's kind of the beauty of it as well. So it's like
we're saying God is in like whatever entity is, you know.
Yeah, whatever God is to you, and then so that's the beauty of the book, because the higher that your understanding actually get of what's actually going on, right? Mm-hmm. The book will make sense in different ways.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
Previous understanding won't be false; it just will only be a half truth, and then that's something that see, this is getting into some of the knowledge that is going to be in my next book, because my next book is involve like some of my successful manifestations and like some of the things that you're going to actually see soon. And some of the things that I've been doing behind the scenes, which is some very spiritual and high level stuff. I say that with confidence.
Yo, that's what's up. Yeah, because I know last time whenever we did the pod, you were talking about like, I think you were doing like some mantras you were working on, and like you were doing these meditations and stuff like that. Is there anything in specific that you're doing?
Oh yeah, I am definitely doing some. I am actually doing some physical work now when it comes to my spirituality. I've been doing certain meditations. I'm gonna just do that.
Okay, right on.
just for now, but I promise I'm gonna get more.
It's gonna come back up
through the conversation.
Right on. Okay, so Godbody came after that. So whenever you're writing the Quamanel Code, did you already have the Godbody in mind, or was it something that kind of came from you creating the code?
I believe it was some. I knew I wanted to make another book. Like as soon as I started writing the Quamanel Code book, I was like, I'm going to write another book, because I knew that there was going to be experiences that I was going to have that was going to be needed to put in another book. And then while I was writing because I didn't write the Quamanel Code in one book. I mean, in one day. Like I wrote the Quamanel like over a course of like a couple months, I believe. Like the brainstorming of it and all that kind of stuff, and like, because when I write my own books, like how when it comes to my ebooks, it's like a different process, but when it comes to my actual like story time books, like story books, not like workout books,
like actual like almost novels, like, you know. Yeah,
I take like a actual writing approach to it, so I make like different like story bubbles and like different things I'm gonna put in there. And like,
so you structure it a little bit differently there. Yeah.
I actually try. No, I feel
that. Yeah, it took me a long time whenever I was doing my book. So I came up with so many different ways that I was going to do it, and like I kept putting all the chapters and stuff in these certain orders, and like I had the chapters themselves, all their stories in certain orders, and like everything was linear, and like as you go to write it, you realize that these things go here, these things go here, so you have all these ideas that just kind of change throughout. But it's just something you kind of got to roll with, dude. Like it's a hell of a process, man. It's fun though. Mine took I want to say like 6-7 months, probably 7 or 8 months. So I started it in like April, like early May, and I finished it at the end of November.
Ooh, okay, okay.
How many pages is your Lean Gains?
Yeah, I'm about to say, because I don't think my book is like 30 pages.
Oh, yeah, mine's like 380 pages.
Yeah. Because I checked out your book though. I don't think I bought it, but like I checked it out, and I know that it was like an official like thick.
Yeah, bro, it's a thickie, bro. She thick, boy. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh man, Ocean's out of line already.
I swear. Yeah, it's just gonna get more out of line. You know how it go, bro.
I feel you. Hey, next time, remind me. I gotta bring. I'm gonna have some Patron on the next pod.
All right, bet. Yeah.
I'm 21 plus now, so hey.
Yes, dude. Yeah, you were fresh 21 last time, right?
Yes, sir.
When's your birthday?
June 25th.
Oh, right. Yeah. So mine's the 13th.
June 13th?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. That's why I'm so crazy.
That's it. Okay, so also when it comes to my Godbody book, I feel like that's a book that you should read after the Quamanel Code. Because just like how I said, when it comes to like the understandings of it, I feel like you'll be able to understand the Godbody book better if you read the Quamanel Code.
Yeah, you need that like underlying explanation, maybe.
Exactly, and then you'll also understand like my approach that I take to writing books too. Because when I write my own books, like I take like different points of views in the book. Like how sometimes like I'll talk to you like in like first person, or like I'll tell like a story or like something like that, or like I'll just put notes in there. Like how I literally put like actual notes that I've written like throughout my journey,
like little asides there.
Yeah. So like. And then you will understand that because I explained that in the Quamanel Code. So you'll understand like the whole structure and everything of the books if you were to read the Quamanel Code first. So,
right on. How many pages did Quamanel Code end up?
I believe that the Quamanel Code got less pages than the Godbody. So I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I think it either got more or less.
Somewhere to like 20 to 40 or what?
No more than. Yeah, probably something
like that. Yeah, because it's still.
I don't know. I haven't checked because I don't really pay attention to. I haven't checked that stuff in a while.
Yeah, bro, I haven't looked at any of my stuff in a good long while, bro. I've been so I had to put the second book off whenever I had OC, and like I just haven't been able to get back to it, man. But like doing the pod has really helped me out, man. And like I do a little bit of writing here and there. You know, I actually wrote something the other day that I was going to bring up to you. But yeah, just really I need to get back into that, bro. Yeah. Yeah,
send me some samples of your books and stuff.
Oh, for sure, bro. Hey, bro, it's all up on the website.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Like, I'll actually like take my time and like sit there and like read it because I like to see what's like what people got to say and stuff like that. So.
Oh, you're gonna love that then, bro. Yeah, once we're done with the pod, I'll walk you through it a little bit. Yeah, all right. But I'll bring this thing up that I was talking about, because it's just something I did the other night, and I think it's something that's gonna take a little bit more work because it's more of an idea than it is like an actual like a poem or a writing or anything like that. So it's literally it's a poem I wrote the other day. It was called "The Question." And so it's good because whenever I write, so I don't write like any poetry in like, you know, certain standards and like it all doesn't rhyme correctly and stuff like that. But it's more of like just like an outpour of stuff. And one of my buddies, Kevin, he told me that it's just personal perspective poetry. So it's just like me letting my perspective out onto a page. And so this is what kind of was birthed from that. And I think you'll like this though.
Okay.
So it's the question. What an interesting feeling I feel. To have what I need and do what I love. To have most of what I want, the big things at least. The little things that elude me require only extra effort and concentration, all doable, within reach. Is it these little things that would make it all whole? support the big things and enhance them, perhaps? If that is indeed the case, are they really little things, and do I know what they are? And so, off of that, I went on to the next page. So I'll show that page first. So that's
I like that.
So this is how it usually goes. I usually end up writing like a little thing up top. I squiggle a bunch of shit out, and then I go down at the bottom and I put like a nice little finished version, quote unquote.
No wonder you're able to read. My handwriting's so good.
Yeah, because mine's like crazy, bro.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah, just like me. Yeah, you're just like me.
Yeah, so and then after that I had this idea about it. It's like, so whenever I ask at the end, like, do I know what they are? So I sat down and right after I did that, I did kind of this little T-chart, right? So on one side is your haves, your big things, and then on the other side is your wants, your little things. On your left is the needs met, on the right is the things to do, outcomes that you'd like, right? So on the needs met, I have like I'm healthy. I have my family, Kristen, OC, Baylor, all them. I have a car. You know, I got this solid little truck that I just bought. I have a home, which we're probably going to change soon. I have a job. I make good money doing that. I have the podcast, which I love. We travel pretty regularly. I have my book, which no one can ever take from me. You know, I have my friends. I put a little note. Y'all ain't good at keeping in touch, but y'all ain't forgotten. But so those are like my big things that I have, you know. So these are the things that can, and at the bottom I put, they can be upgraded in some cases, allowing change, and then small things, upgrade them and lead to more upgrades. So then over here on the wants, little things, the things to do, outcomes I'd like, I had, the first one is I want my feet to stop hurting, because I just be on my feet all the fucking time. And dude, I've just been having some trouble with that. I want more flexibility and strength, more energy and focus. Not to have to count my money all the time would be nice. Just like whenever you go to buy something, you're like, well, do I have, you know, and all this shit. The second book's on there. I want the podcast to start generating some revenue. More space for the family. Better podcast equipment. Better place to do the podcast. Read more, scroll less. Make more money without working to death. Write more, eat better, take the right supplements, clear up my skin, like stuff like that. And then, so what my idea was, you take these and you find the ones that work together to establish the first steps, and you take what leads to what. So, like, if I take make more money without working to death, I can follow that back and see what things that are already on the list that add to that. So, like, say the podcast starts generating money, or like my feet stop hurting so I can work more. You know what I mean? Like, and then. Yeah, so you take that, you follow it back, and then if you do that with a bunch of them, then you start seeing a pattern of, like, this keeps coming up at the beginning, so I should probably start with that, you know?
I like that.
So that's what I'm kind of going for there, bro.
And it is, so that came from, like, that explains, like, your poem, right?
Yes.
Like, I like that. That's hard.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Yeah.
That's a form of manifestation, too.
Oh, for sure, bro. Yeah.
Like my stuff, like, you know, like how my stuff like talks about like how, but it's the way that you go about doing it that I like, because it's unique. Like it's kind of like you do it in a way to where like you're able to like easily like narrow down like exactly like what you need to do, kind of type of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because I had all these ideas. Like I went to make that right side column, bro, and I was like, it was filling up quick, bro, and like that, like it goes all the way to the bottom. And, like, there were a couple I had to add in, like, make little spaces for and shit. But, like, whenever you have all those ideas, right, and it's like whenever I went to write it down, I was thinking, like, anything that I put out, you know, into the world, whether it's on paper, whether it's anything like that, or say I say it to somebody else. It's like I have that now out into the world. It's not just something that's in my head, just kind of beating around a little bit, you know. And now that it's actually on paper, it's better remembered as well. And so now I feel like it has a better chance of manifesting.
Do you feel like that, so I'm gonna kind of get crazy. How do you feel about memory and like, the way that affects like your reality? You understand what I mean? Ooh. Like how, cause like for an example, like how you said, like how if you never remembered like your goals, right? Mm-hmm. your reality would be shit because you would never have nothing that you want because you wouldn't know like what you wanted to get and stuff like that, right? So like your memory like plays like a big part in like and like creating your reality. So like, what if you were able to distort your memory to like maybe like so you automatically like know like certain things and like so
you can
like
kind of pull things up better, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
like
the way that I see it is like there's a lot of things about like your subconscious memory, like these things that you know that you couldn't pull up if you wanted to, but they do still affect the way that you do things because like you remember, whether you think about it or not, you remember that stove's hot kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like there's like little stuff that's just kind of ingrained in you. And then whenever it comes to like, that's why I think whenever it comes to immediate action, something that's not a passive thing, like we all know how to drive. But whenever you're driving, sometimes you ever be driving and then you like wake up and you're like, dude, I've been driving for like 20 minutes. I don't remember shit about that road that I just went down, you know, like, so it's like, like keeping yourself kind of, you have the autopilot and stuff, but like whenever it comes to your immediate action, being able to pull up memories and like push them. And like, especially when you were talking about your goals, like remembering like, what the goal is and what that first step is.
Here's a good example, right? Let's say if I pulled in another guy that looked just like you. He's not you though, but he looked just like you. And then I said, I want you to act like you remember that you've been a podcaster for like 10 years, right? Okay. But I had on this for like an hour of like just really making himself believe he's been a podcaster for 10 years, just coming up with these fake memories of him doing it, him actually doing it and stuff like that, right? And then after that hour, I have him come up here and then I tell him to do a podcast. Don't you feel like that, like him going and doing that podcast just intuitively, like he's going to just go about doing it like a whole different way versus as if he was just clean off the street. And then
like if you just threw him out there. Yeah. I think so for sure. Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is it's not going to be like, see, that can fall under the category of training, which I have a paper that explains like more what I'm talking about, like how that can fall under the category of training, right?
Right.
But what exactly are you training when you do things like that? That's what I'm more like trying to like point out here. And what I feel like that you're training when you do things like that is these unconscious parts of the mind that sometimes go untalked about or unseen.
Yeah. But it's almost like a mental kind of manipulation, you know, like putting in seeds of ideas that whenever they go to do an action, they're going to act a certain way because they have that, whether they're thinking about it or not, you know.
And then, so all that being said, I feel like that's kind of the effect that you're making with the paper, like how your goes down on like paper, and then like, and then even like what you like making it a like poem, like how just like if you were to understand that poem for what it's supposed to mean, and then like keep that concept in your mind, and you just start
it just solidifies everything, you know.
Yeah, so that's why I said I like that, dude. I like that.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I like the way you said that. That's dope. Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, I like it. It puts it into like a physical form, you know. And I feel like I'm more of a physical kind of a person. Like I am, like, you know, like an object or like a philosophical kind of person. I have all these like wild ideas and stuff, but seeing them and like being able to read them is a lot easier for me than like, that was one thing I was never that good. Like, so I was like real good at math growing up, but once it got to like the conceptual math, the stuff that you can't see, but you understand that it works because of the numbers, you know, you're like, okay, I get that works, but what do you mean? You know?
Bro, for the longest, I was like, okay, I understand why algebra is supposed to work. But if you think about it, it's just bullshit because you can just make up whatever you want. I could have this video game be all like, this is 7 million, okay? This represents 7 million. So what this minus this penny? This penny represents 400,000. See,
well, it depends on the ratio. So that's the thing about it, though, is that numbers can't, like math and numbers, they can't be fucked with, though. And that's why the conceptual works whenever it comes to math, because it actually does make sense and it can't be changed.
Yeah, and then
so you can't just change the rules of the math. Like you said, like that penny, you said that was 7 million and that was 400,000, but as far as the ratio goes, that's probably not correct.
No. So like what I'm saying though, like how when it comes to the concept of algebra and like math, right? Like how the way that algebra works, like how they will say like x equals 72 or like a equals 42, right? Or like when you get to higher levels of algebra, they will say things like this candle represents 107 and this penny represents 42. So what is 7 pennies minus 4 candles? You understand what I mean?
Okay,
So
yeah.
but they're see the concepts in it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's retarded. That's what I mean by it's retarded. Because it's like there's no reason for you to even bring candles and pennies. Like how you could easily just do
You could just say the number, you know.
Yeah, but
That's them word problems though. That's where it comes into the play though.
Yeah, in word problems too. Yeah, word problems.
Because you have to apply the math to everyday life too, though. That's the thing about it.
True. So
right.
I got it. And then actually, now that I think about it, that's like a good way of like tying like, let's just say like your creative side of your mind and like your more logical or like numerical side of your mind.
Yeah.
So I guess algebra has its place in this world.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, bro. Yeah, I got through Cal 3 in college, bro, and like towards the end of it, I was like, this is literally just like you can't physically show me this. Is the thing about it? Like it's so much of it. Like you're getting into like I honestly can't even remember to tell you. Is the crazy part about it? Like you're almost getting into like quantum kind of shit, and you're just like, what? It doesn't make any sense. It makes sense because of the math, though.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
But I can't quite wrap my head around, like, you have to, like, put a mental image up because you can't physically show me what it is.
And then I like that, though, because I think that that's the point. And then I think that, now, let's take you out of the picture here, right? I think that when it comes to scientists, I think that that's where they go wrong at, is that sometimes, like, they want to see something that's not supposed to be seen. You understand what I mean? So, like, it's a little like how when I...
Yeah, right. Like, whenever they're trying to, like, quantify black holes and shit.
Well...
Or, like, dark matter or something.
Or like, trying to look at the opposite side of a superposition object. Like, if you're in this reality and you're trying to look into another reality, that's contradictory to what you're trying to do because you're not in that reality.
So you wouldn't be able to see it either way.
Yeah, but
physically,
it's possible to do it, but the ways to do it is not as hands-on as you would do as like walking down the street.
It's all conceptual, right? It's not a physical thing.
I mean, it's physical, but it's only physical up to your degree of understanding what physical is.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. That's a good way to put that. I feel like
because like having it as a concept in your mind can still be considered like physical, but because like, so this is actually a good thing. All right. So when you think of something, right, what's going on? A lot of shit, like we're taught at least, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in your brain and stuff, right? So when you're observing these inner reactions of like electricity and different chemicals and stuff like that, that's still a physical process.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Well, yeah.
It's just on a way smaller scale. But the crazy thing is it, like, even if you were to like daydream or like just think about something with your mind closed, it's like those chemical reactions and like things like that creates a whole world as
creates a physical picture for you.
Exactly. But if you think about it, what you're seeing now is also that same thing. It's just a different rhythm of chemical reactions within your brain. That's how you're also observing this reality as well. It's just a different rhythm.
Right on.
So like, for example, if I was to have you meditate on like going into like a different dream world, right? Your brain would be closer to like a theta or like delta state or like what some people would say you would be in more of a meditative state. Right. So like how if I was to say Austin, like I'm quietly, you probably wouldn't hear me.
Yeah.
If you're in,
you'd be really far away at the very least, probably.
Yeah, you would probably like not be, because you're so not focused on the outside world. You're so in tune with this inner world that you will start losing touch with this outer world with your senses. Yeah. Now, that
reminds me of my first mushroom trip. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Go ahead.
But the thing is when you're not in that state and you're more focused here, right? Your brain is like, well, at least what science says is you're operating in like more of like a beta or like an alpha state, right? So you're still going through different chemical reactions and stuff through your brain. It's just at different levels. So it's just all about what you're.
It's like you're using the input to then incorporating that to what your brain's going to do rather than creating it, like mainly in your mind, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just because I was trying to explain like the physical aspect of it. So it's all physical. Even the quantum things and stuff like that. Like it's all physical, but it's just at different levels.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But what about your shroom strip? Where were you?
Oh, okay. So you were talking about like if you do like the meditation, like you end up like deep in this far state, and like I was saying, like you'd sound like you were far away because when the first time I did mushrooms, I remember I was sitting on the couch, right, and like I was sitting there, and like I would have this idea, and I would follow it, and I was physically following it, like I felt like I was burrowing into my brain. And so I kept following it down inside, and like I felt like at a certain point I couldn't see where I had come from anymore. And so I was like so far down in there, and I remember I feel like I could see it as not layers so much, but more like a tunnel, I suppose, something like that. And like it was just all these ideas, and then at a certain point it was like I was so far in, I was like, what would happen if I never came back out of here? Like what if I just stayed right here? What if I died like while I was here? Would I be okay with that? And I was okay with it at the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was something I had followed this thread so far along, and it was like,
how does thinking about it make you feel right now?
It makes me want to do some mushrooms, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just such a, I don't know. It just takes you into that state.
So do you feel like that you were out of body at that point, or did you?
Yes and no. I was fully aware of my physical body being there.
So the visual that you were having wasn't like super strong to where like.
Oh no, it was strong as fuck. Yeah, but it was like I was aware of my body like I could feel it. Like I could feel that I was still sitting there. But what I was seeing, not with my eyes, like like whenever you see things, that's your eyes taking in like photoreceptor, like taking in like certain colors and stuff like that. The reflection of light and turning it into something. But whenever you're imagining something, it's the same thing as like whenever you're imagining something. You're creating the same thing, you're just not having the input to do it for you.
Yeah.
So it was like I was creating this thing and like just kind of following it all the way down. And that's one thing about like certain psychedelic trips. There's been other psychedelic trips I've been on where you feel like you go outside. Like you start like looking out into the universe kind of a deal. But this was my first time, and I felt like there were things that I needed to think about within myself. So that's the direction I went. Instead of going outward into the world, I went into myself where I needed to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's some deep shit, dude.
I swear, bro. Yeah, that just got way deeper than I thought it was going to.
We would have to go to man, I just had the state on the top of my head.
Oregon?
Oregon, yeah. Oregon. Okay, yeah, you already know. Okay,
I mean, you can do them, you just don't get caught, you know what I mean? Do not do drugs, kids.
I must say, I do volunteer and I help the community and work with law enforcement and stuff, so I don't really want to...
Right. Allegedly. Yeah, all that, yeah. No, I fuck with it, yeah. I know what you mean, man. Yeah, and like... If there ever does come a time where you can absolutely do it legally, it's going to be so much better too. Because, like, I mean, allegedly, I've done it.
I feel very iffy on like certain things that they make illegal because I'm all like, the people that y'all don't want to do certain things. When you make it illegal, they're the main ones that still do it. I'm all like how guns, right? It's like I feel like if they take away guns, that'd be kind of.
If you take guns away from the law-abiding citizens, then the only people that are going to have guns are the not law-abiding citizens, bro.
And then I feel like that the concept behind it is because police and stuff will have a better reason to like go after these individuals because certain non-law-abiding citizens can use the law to like get away with certain things.
Okay, yeah, but if it was more of like a clear-cut decision, it would be easier for them.
But I'm like still though, because a lot of these people aren't doing crimes to go to court. You know what I'm saying? they're doing crimes to either get away or they know that they're going to jail. So
Yeah, true.
again, like the law doesn't matter.
And that's one thing, like whenever it comes to drugs and stuff, man, it's like, as long as you're not doing it and affecting other people, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be allowed to do whatever you want, you know? Exactly. And like, that's the thing about, especially with like psychedelics and stuff like that. Now, having said that, I had a guy, I actually had to hit a dude one time while he was on acid because he was at a party and he was fucking with everybody, dude. He was absolutely, he destroyed the whole place, bro. He was throwing an absolute fit. So he came in and he was on, like, he told everybody, you know, because when you do this stuff, like, you're pretty excited, you know. But, so he shows up and, like, he's just being real crazy. He's real excited and stuff. And, like, we started playing beer pong at a certain point, and, like, he's just jumping around and stuff. And at a certain point, he comes over and he takes his dick out and he puts it in the beer pong cups. And he's been yelling at us and, like, doing all this stuff. And so I push him off the table, and I'm like, dude, that's not fucking cool. And then his sister comes and gets in between us and is like, and she takes him out of there. She's been babysitting him all night. She's the reason, like, he got taken care of for the most part for the night. And then
people start acting like that off of acid.
Right, dude. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on who you are, man. And, like, he had been an addict before and stuff, and, like, he was kind of an aggressive person anyways. So whenever you take that stuff, it accentuates that personality. And so he thought, like, whenever you're on it, like, if you're in that kind of head state, you think you're the shit. You think you can do whatever you want, you know? And if you're that kind of person, that is. But
yeah, I was about to say, because the impression that I asked, I was like, I understand, like I get it, because certain people just that's just why. I mean, because like it's like how if you give certain people like alcohol, it's like they just
get these loud drunks, and then you have these people that want to sit in the corner by themselves, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But so we went through that, and then he ends up, like, we end up kicking him out of there, and then so he goes in the living room, like, he's fucking with some people and stuff, and then this is what happened. My roommate, Logan, his girlfriend ended up showing up, and his sister, the guy who was on acid, his sister had left to go pick somebody up, and she was like, I'll be right back, and all this stuff. And he's in there talking to her, and we all worked together at Buffalo Wild Wings at the time, and she was talking to him. She was like, hey, Stu, like, how you doing, and all this stuff, and she said something, and for some reason it set him off, and he was like, shut the fuck up, bitch, and, like, saying all this stuff to her, and I pushed him off her, and I was like, dude, get the fuck outside, because I'm about to go beat your ass, bro. And so I was like, you're not going to talk to her like that. And so he started bowing up at me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm taking you outside. So I take him outside, push him off the back porch, and, like, he's standing out in the yard, and I was like, okay, now that you're out here, I'm not going to fuck with you. Just do not try and come in this house right now. And he's out there yelling in the yard and doing all this, like, crazy stuff. And, like, I end up going out to go get him or something. And I don't remember how it happened, but he ended up running around and getting back into the house. So he goes into one of the rooms and he starts throwing stuff around. He starts ripping pictures off the walls and, like, throwing people's stuff around. So I go in there, and somebody gets in between us. And so he's pushing up against this person. I'm standing on the other side, and he goes to throw a punch over the top, and I throw one at the same time and just, like, fully connect, like, right here on his eye, and knocked him out on the floor. And he called into work the next couple of days after that.
Who gave him acid? He needed a sitter.
And so his sister came back, and she was, like, apologizing and stuff, and I was like, dude, I'm really sorry that all this happened, and I didn't want to have to do anything like that, but, like, it was getting to a point, and he was talking shit to the wrong people, you know, like, you can't just talk to people like that, especially my people, you know, like, it just doesn't fly. And that's where Logan says that sometimes the term getting stewed comes from, is like, you just get knocked out.
See, and I don't like conversations like that. That's why, like, I'm very, like, specific, like, who I hang out with. You understand what I mean? Like, how that dude is probably somebody I would never have been.
Yeah, and that's one of my, I don't want to say it's one of my faults, but it's something, like, I love everybody, you know, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt all day, but then it takes a lot to push me to that point, but I'm also a person who will take care of business whenever it gets to that point.
Yeah, and then that's my thing too, and then, like, I don't like to even be put in that situation to
right.
You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about. Bro, like, yeah, so that guy would have been a nope.
Yeah.
Never again, bro. You can't hang out.
Yeah, and I mean, we were cool after that and stuff, and he started turning his life around, and, like, he started working out and doing all stuff. And, like, and the thing about it was, like, after, like, even before and after we were workout buddies, because he was, like, this is, like, a 35-year-old man. Like, he's a grown-ass man. And, like, I was working out super heavy at the time, and he, like, saw me at work and stuff, and, like, we worked together in the kitchen. He was like, hey, man, like, I'm going to come out, like, we're going to go to the gym and stuff together. And I was like, all right, I'll help you out. And, like, we went a bunch of times, and, like, we had a good time, and then it just got real weird after that, bro. Yeah.
You asked to make him open up his mind.
I think he did after that. He kind of turned some stuff around, though, I think. So, I don't know. It's interesting. You get knocked out on acid, you probably start thinking about things a little bit different, bro.
Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
Yeah. A million times.
When they're talking about, like, the little...
About the what?
You know how when the guy gets, like, put in the 5-dimensional Tesseract thing?
Yeah.
I like that concept of the movie because I feel like that it outlines a good way of how, like, the fourth dimension looks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because from just because of the way that our awareness works when we're born, we don't exactly see things in a fourth dimensional way.
Right. What do you believe the fourth dimension is?
Well, what I know that the fourth dimension is let's just say it's the collection of the changes of events, okay?
Okay, so like time as a
then, now, and later, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean that concept universally though.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, even, like, with movies, like videos, light, all that. So, and then, like how I said, like, dimensions isn't like it isn't like a physical thing like the way that people will like.
And that's the thing about it is, like, our 3-dimensional space that we understand is physical. So it's length, width, and depth. That's what we understand. So what would that fourth would be the time of the collection of events that we're seeing in our 3-dimensional space.
So you could either say, like, it's all physical or none of it's physical. You understand what I mean? But all I'm saying is it's all the same thing, just different perception. Okay, so here's a good example, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at this, right?
Yeah.
Just see these, right? It's 1-dimensional or 2-dimensional because
right,
you have
length and width.
Here it would be one dimensional. You look at it just like this, just face on it, would be like just a line, right? But if you look at it here, you have 2 dimensions, correct?
Okay.
And then if you were to look at it like this, you would see that it has 3 dimensions, right?
Yeah.
But it's just all perception of the same thing, of this thing, right?
Right.
Of this case. Now, look, watch. If I was to tell you to think about this case 2 seconds ago, and then think about this case in the future, you're still perceiving the same physical thing, just in a different way.
That's interesting because you can do that too.
I mean, it automatically happens. That's why I said,
like, whenever you said 2 seconds ago, I saw you spinning it. Whenever you said in the future, I imagined it, like, laying on top of the Xbox or something, or on the PlayStation.
And then that gets into the 5th dimension, because in the 5th dimension, you have the different possibilities of, I could have put it here, here, here. Again, it's just the perception of the same thing, just in a different way. Now, most people aren't at the way of perceiving things in a 5th dimensional way, so they don't see all the possibilities of every single thing at every specific time. Like how there's a possibility of you walking and winning the lottery in about 5 seconds right now. But it's like, how would you do that? Like, you would think, like, there's no way. Like, there's absolutely no way. And then I'm like, well, you didn't know that your neighbor across the street knows everything about you, and they have some secret teleporter to another world with a lottery ticket that's winning. And
where I did go get the lottery ticket.
Yeah, so, like, what I'm saying is that now I've just made up some bullshit, but there's always a possibility for every single thing.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to the 5th dimension, because the 4th dimension is time, if you want to say it.
Right, okay.
But the 5th dimension is the possibilities within these times. But it's still all the same thing as having length, width, height, and all that. It's all dimensions. It's all still the same thing. It's all perceiving.
So if you think about it this way. So you have the 3-dimensional space, and then you have the 3-dimensional space over a timeline, which creates the 4th dimension, and then the 5th dimension is the multiple realities.
Yes, and then I would even like to say you have time is the fourth dimension of space too.
Right. Yeah.
You understand what I mean? The or if you want to say probability is the fifth dimension of space as
Ooh,
well.
probability is a good way to put that, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucks with that. Yeah.
And then in the sixth dimension you get more superposition, but that's still like, because that's a step up from probability. So it's like,
Okay.
but it's still the sixth dimension of space, or you can say the sixth dimension of consciousness, because that's also what.
Yeah, because at this point it's all a perception. You know, it's all like it's an idea rather than anything else. It's not something physical anymore.
No. See, and then that's what I wanted to say, because I used to think that, and I can't blame you for even saying it. So I'm saying I used to think that too. Like, it's not really physical, but I always had the understanding, but I just couldn't explain it. Like, it is physical, but it's not as like what we're used to calling as physical. So
Right.
like
Something you can see, touch, or
yeah, like how smoke is still physical, but it's not like physical like this, right?
Well, it's a different physical state.
Exactly. So it's still physical. It's just like a different type, right?
Yeah.
And then so time is still a physical concept. It's just in a different. It's just in a different way.
Okay. And we feel it in a different way too.
Yeah, I mean,
Because we experience time. We don't feel time, I suppose, but we experience time.
I mean, it's weird because, I mean, experience falls under feelings. So
Right.
you
Well, feelings
feel,
are physical,
Like how if I was to tell you to think about the time that you had your daughter, right? A certain feeling will come with that specific time.
Yeah.
Bro. So it's like it all umbrellas over experience, but you have the right idea. But the point of it all is, you see how like you are trying to say these are like concept things. What I'm trying to say is like these are like rock hard, like physical facts. Like, this isn't something that I'm just making up or just an idea or like theory. Like, no, you really can remember yesterday and you really can't think of a tomorrow. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
And that's true. And that's true. That's dope. Okay. I'm with that. Yeah.
And then now, if you want to go into the language of the numbers of dimensions, like, yes, you can rearrange it and say that what I'm calling as the fourth dimension is the 10th dimension, blase blase. But at the end of the day, it's still going to fall under the fundamental fabric of the dimensions that I'm talking about. Like, it's still going to be one of the dimensions. Now, you can change the order all day, but they're going to exist. Like, how, for an example, you can say that width can be for length, or you know what I mean, but it's still going to be within the construct of what we're experiencing.
Yeah.
So, like, you can say that what I'm talking about as the fourth dimension, as it being time, is probably not the fourth dimension, but I know that it's going to be
one that you're just calling it that for lack of a better term, I suppose.
Exactly. But now, for the
hey, hold up, before we go any further, I got to pee so bad, bro.
All right.
It's kind of crazy. All right, so I guess we're gonna do what we did last time. Like, normally I would stop the video, but you remember last time I had you do like your shout outs and do all that stuff, and I want to see what you do this time, bro.
All right.
So I'm gonna leave my side. I'm gonna be gone for a minute. I'm gonna see what goes on.
All right.
Good luck, bro.
And I don't want to forget what I said either. I ain't gonna say nothing this time. I'm just gonna be quiet. He gonna be mad. He gonna be like, man, and I'm gonna be like, hey, you should have convinced me better. No. I'm joking. I actually do got something to tell y'all. Okay, so with me diving deeper into the mind, I've also been diving deeper into hypnosis and also hypnotherapy. So if you're interested in trying any of my personal training and stuff like that, hypnotherapy is something that I'm going to be using to help you use your mind better within the gym and also follow your diet better as well. Now, if you don't know, hypnosis is very, very real, and I'm going to try and bring that up when I'm talking with Austin here now. But there's different levels and understandings of hypnosis as well, because it can be understood on a very simple and physical level, or you can understand it on like a more spiritual level. So that's also something that I'm going to go more into talking about. Excuse me. But also, shout out my Instagram, you guys. Make sure that you follow me. at Canine Games if you don't already follow me. And if you guys are actually coming from my Instagram, make sure you like, subscribe, follow whatever platform that you're watching and or hearing this on. Make sure that you turn up for my boy Austin and show some love. And now we're waiting on him to come back from the bathroom. Kind of got me talking to myself, but with me making YouTube videos, y'all know I'm very good at this. And actually, with that being said, I have another YouTube video that's going to be coming up talking about hyper being programmed. So I'm not sure when you guys will be seeing this, but if you're seeing this around January of 2023, you will be seeing a video very, very soon of my hyperbeam programs and the understanding of that and what even all that even is. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for tuning in and stay listening because we're definitely going to be chopping it up and probably getting a lot deeper into this convo. We see you, boy. We see you. We see you. Got him another beer.
All right, I'm back.
Yo, my boy, what's up?
Chilling. I feel way better, bro. So much better. It's crazy.
But then, I know that shit could suck. I hate the fact that school teachers make you wait. That's just retarded.
That's just ridiculous, bro. Yeah. Hey, so I do kind of want to take a little step back here. So I love the whole fourth dimension, fifth dimension, all that stuff we were talking about, and like we'll definitely get back on that topic at some point. Maybe not on the pod or anything like that, but like we definitely got to talk about that stuff. But I kind of want to take it back to kind of talk about you and like what's been going on, like with. I know you've had a bunch of shit going on, like since the last pod. I know like you've moved and like you and your brother are doing a bunch of stuff and like I don't know what's going on. I know you're training Paul's friend from where's he at? He's in
Nigeria.
Yeah. So I kind of just want to hear about like because I know you were having a little bit of trouble like there for a second, like with your housing situation and stuff. Like your apartments were fucking with you or something like that, was it? Or
No. Okay, so no. I didn't move. Okay. Yeah, there was a couple things that I was dealing with. I did get that handled, but no, I didn't move. Everything is going really, really good. I took time because I was having to really restructure a lot of things that I had going on. Okay. Like you can see it play out like in the physical, but there was just certain things that I knew that I had to do. Like how, for an example, things is like as simple as like getting a different car or like something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Like I just knew that there were certain changes that I had to make, so I did do that. I've got a lot of that personal stuff taken care of. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, though, like my business and stuff like that hasn't been like going crazy, but it's been pretty steady, so I'm liking that. Okay. And then of course, like how I teach in my books and everything. I'm using my actions and my knowledge to like continue growing and creating more stuff. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a lot more stuff coming, and it's crazy because this podcast is a manifestation. So.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I was just wondering because like I just wanted like because I wanted to hear about it because like I'd kind of heard like I'd talked to Paul a bit and he's like he's got a lot going on and stuff, and I was like what's going on with my boy over here, and I know like you got all your people like all your followers and stuff, and I just wonder like if they would mind like seeing you like your human side, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had me to like just do like normal vlogs, and I've done like a couple of them recently actually. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's like watching this and you want to see that, make sure to check that out. But yeah, I definitely do have to show a lot more of my like, personal side. But man, I can already see it. Like just some funny ideas that I have like showing my like personal life. But I actually want to do that. Yeah. Because I know where my image and where my business and stuff is going. Mm-hmm. So I just know the positive impact that like showing my personal life will actually have. Yeah, because a lot of
like showing like little struggles and stuff like you go through and like how you find a way to overcome them and stuff.
Because like sometimes when like people see like public figures or like celebrities online, like how they would think that like life is like some way, and then like even like certain teachings that I give you, like you can use it and not understand it in a certain way if you don't understand like what I've actually
why
gone.
you wrote it that way, you know?
Exactly. And then like that's also why it's good to like know like certain people's past too, because like you will understand like how they even got to where they're at, and then things like. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I do want to show more of my own personal life, and then yeah, stuff. I like that.
Yeah, that was a big one for me whenever I went to do the pod. Like, I did the first couple episodes of, like, the first 4 episodes where the getting to know Austin part was like, if you're going to be listening to me, like, you should know who I am, what I've been through, and, like, all this stuff. And, like, I'm not just some fucking random guy just talking, like, you know who I am. Like, and you don't know exactly who I am just from those, but, like, through my interactions with these other people that you're currently seeing, you know, you kind of get the gist of, like, who I am and how I interact with people. So it's, like, it's an interesting like line there, you know.
I like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of all I'm doing. One thing, I design as you can tell, like I'm very aware of the flow of time and the flow of events. Okay, so I'm very good at playing. Let's just say. I don't want to put it that way because that can put people's minds like way left. I mean, well, right left. But let's just say I'm really good at planning out things and like maneuvering within those plans.
So can I say you need to add effort into that idea, like where you're placing your effort? So you were saying like you're viewing the flow of time and these things that you're trying to do, and then where you place your effort.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think that's like. The basis of like, if you want to put it in that aspect, I think that's just the basis of like your like period. Like you're always gonna be flowing through time. It's just all about where you place your awareness and effort.
Yeah,
and that kind of is like where I'm like focusing on now.
Yeah,
and, well, that's what I'm focusing on, and it's just keeping my attention, energy, effort, all that in a certain direction.
Okay.
Building on that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't let anything get you down, do you?
I mean, maybe you have to read my story, man. You have to know who I am.
Hey, you got to write it first, bro.
Because I've been through. Okay, so I'm not new around the block. Like, okay, that sounded wrong, but I'm not new around the block when it comes to success and failure.
This boy fucks, bro. No.
Nah, but I've succeeded a lot and I failed a lot, so I understand what's going on. And then
you've also been through a lot too, you know. Yeah,
and then a lot for myself too, because I know a lot for me could be a little different for other people. But
right,
but the point is I learned a lot of things going through those ups and downs, and I'm applying that knowledge now. And then now I still have my downs, even like with the spiritual knowledge that I have. And a lot of times, well, now the only times that I really have downs is because it's tailoring from past energy. Literally, if you want to look at it.
Right, okay.
So, like for an example,
going back to that memory idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Want to look at it from like a metaphysical standpoint, that's probably like the direction I would want you to take when you're understanding what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
But if you want me to give you an example, imagine as if you played a video game, right, and then you just speed rush through the game, and so you beat the game, but you still got to complete some side quests, right?
Hell yeah. I'm notorious for doing all the side quests and never finishing the game, bro. I'm the worst about it, bro.
I know some people that would do all the side quests, all the mini glitches. I'm like, bro, I ain't really got time for that. I'm trying to beat the game. Not just
that's like whenever I was playing, like you ever play Skyrim?
Yes.
Yeah, that's that shit, bro. I was the worst about, like, I would check every room, I'd check every urn, I'd check every box, you know what I mean?
I can't lie. I did that a lot when I was younger. I can't lie. I would spend hours just journeying. But then I got to the point where I was like, I'm trying to beat these hoes. I'm trying to see like that.
Now, having said that, I would do the original story quest, usually straight out of the gate. But then, like, that's not even, like, whenever it comes to, like, something like Skyrim, that's not really the game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the story quest, but that's not what the game's about.
I see what you mean, cause especially with it being open world.
Yeah.
And then like that's one of the benefits of open world.
Oh, absolutely.
So I can see where I'm coming from.
That's why I fucks with those so heavy, dude. That's why I got real big on RuneScape whenever I was young. I don't know if you ever played that.
RuneScape?
RuneScape?
I heard it. I don't think I played it now.
It's I got pretty into that one, bro. Like at a certain point, I
don't like it, right? You was over there, hey, sodas, eating chips, or just playing all night, huh?
No, I wouldn't eat nothing, bro. I'd just be playing, bro.
Have you ever done that though? Like had your snacks going? And
oh, definitely, dude. Yeah, I remember whenever I used to play Skyrim, bro. I'd be like, me and my girl, like she'd be like laying in the bed, she'd be asleep for like hours and hours. I'd go to bed at like 6 a.m. after playing for like 8 hours for no reason. Being like, I'll go to bed at like 1, and then 1 comes around. I'm like, I'll go to bed at 2. 2 comes around. You're like, but I got this one thing, you know?
Yeah, that's a vibe though, man.
It is, man. I miss it, bro. It's really nice, man. Yeah. Yeah, I used to do that with that, and then RuneScape, and then now I'd play this game on my phone, that Marvel, that Contest of Champions, bro. I play the shit out of that game, dude. I mean, I play it like lackadaisically now. Like I do like my my alliance stuff, and like I do a couple quests here and there, but like I can't do it like all day like I used to.
Because you got like quite a lot of stuff going on too. Like,
oh, for sure, yeah.
With your family and stuff, so.
Yeah, but if you ever see me with my phone turned sideways, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you always got to make time to game and gym. So.
For sure, bro. Yeah. Actually, that's one thing. One of the biggest things. So me and Kristen have been talking about. So we were doing rock climbing for a while. I think I talked to you about, and you were going to go with us at one time. We were doing that for a good long while, like probably like 4 or 5 months, and we were like, dude, that gets you. Like I was feeling great when we were doing that, and like I need to get back into just doing, like I need to probably start out again with like a little bit of calisthenics, just kind of get my flexibility and like my motion back, and then we want to eventually get into jiu-jitsu, but I don't want to hop into that without having a good base again, you know.
Yeah. Have you ever tried yoga?
Yeah, Kristen does it like she probably does it like 4 or 5 times a week, dude. Like she wakes up, so the way we have it set up is Kristen goes to bed with OC at 9, right? And then she wakes up at like 5 in the morning or so, and then I stay in bed with OC until about 8 or 9 in the morning. And so she gets 3 or 4 hours in the morning, and then I get 3 or 4 hours to myself at night, and then the bulk of the day is both of us, you know. And so it works out that way. But what I need to start doing is, rather than like fucking around on my game, or like, and I do pods, and like I do my editing and stuff in that time as well. But I need to take a little bit of that time, take 30 minutes to an hour, and just go to the fucking gym or something, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to, man, because like it's to the point where I'm feeling so tight, and like I was saying, like the top thing on my list was my feet not to hurt, and I think one of the main things about that is, well, first off, I was working way too long in shoes that were not okay to be working in. They were well past their prime, and like that's actually helped. I got two brand new pairs of shoes, some badass Skechers, bro. And those help a lot, but I think it comes down to like my ankles like not being as strong as they used to, my knees not being as strong as they used to, the muscles around my feet like keeping me stable, so my feet have to be the base, and like I'm, you know, like just putting a lot more effort because I'm on my feet so much, you know, like I need to have a base around it. Like I need to have a good strength in all these different things, which I mean I do. But it's like I'm not training it currently, and I'm not keeping up with it. So it's like if you don't use it, you lose it, you know?
It's fine, though. And then I used to have that problem when I was working at like warehouse jobs. Like,
yeah.
My feet hurting and stuff like that.
Feet hurt, bro.
That's a con of working a 9 to 5. Dude.
I don't work a 9 to 5, though. That's the thing about it, but I do work on my feet. I'm constantly just walking around in circles. That's what I do for, you know, anywhere from... Like, my shortest shift is like 7 hours. My longest is like 10. And it's 5 days a week now, so.
I respect it, though.
Yeah, I mean.
And then I feel like that, like, it's like those experiences like that like makes you understand what I mean?
Oh, for sure, bro. And that's one thing, like, I'm getting into right now is, like, I just did that open for, Boomer Jacks. I'm getting real big into the company and stuff, and like now I'm working more, and it's like I'm putting my nose down to the ground, so I'm about to start making some real money because we're about to move. Like I'm trying to get like better stuff. Like I'm trying to get a better place for us, and so I need to just like get down to business and like actually start working. Because there for a while, I was just working 3 days. I'd work Wednesday morning, Saturday, Sunday morning, and I'd make all the money I need because I'm bartending.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just got a crazy thought because I've never asked you, what is your spiritual beliefs? Because I know that mine is pretty diverse, but like, what's your spiritual beliefs? Like how actually, let me cut it to the case. Like what does God mean to you?
God is it's not anything that we can define, in my opinion. It's an entity or a force that isn't. It's not a person. It's not anything that you can define. So it's whatever created all of us and everything else, and also is the mass of all of our consciousness together. So I think us living is God experiencing the world through us, kind of deal. And so it's like it's the mass of all our consciousness. It's everything that's been and ever is gonna be. And I don't know, it's just it's more of an idea to me than anything.
Okay, I like that.
And the fact that I don't understand it is cool with me. I don't think we should be putting labels on it. Oh, I missed that part. What happened?
Hold on, my bad. Somebody was calling me. I don't know who was calling me. I mean, I know who it is, but I'm like,
yeah, but like, why are you calling me right now, bro? We're in the pod.
Yeah.
At the most inopportune time. We talking about God, bro. You said what?
All right, no. I was person called back. I was telling them like that I'm busy right now.
Oh, okay, bet, yeah. It's all good, bro. You're popular. We know it.
I mean, man.
Hell yeah.
But like how I was saying though, I like the fact that you said that it's like an idea, because like me asking you, like,
they call him back, bro. Oh damn. His mom called him. He's got to take that call real quick. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm gonna take a drink out of this beer though.
All right,
that's the wrong beer.
Yeah, I had to take that call. I had to put my phone on do not disturb and shit.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody want to get a piece of K9.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Was it a client?
No. It's a friend of mine.
Oh, right on. Okay, bet. Yeah.
Man, if a client was calling me right now, I'm gonna have to get right on that, because it's 24/7 contact and communication with all my clients.
Oh, right on. Okay, bet. Yeah. That's what you get with that K9 experience, bro.
Yes, sir. But no, like how I was saying, I like the fact that you said that it was like an idea, because like God could be like a very like complex topic, and like it can mean like a lot of different things. So I like the way that you put that.
Yeah, because you can't understand it, and there's no, I don't know, and it's like I get like, and religion is a great thing. It's great for you to put your belief into something and put it in the right direction and get the right ideals out of it and stuff like that. Like, that's great. That part of it's great. But whenever it comes to persecuting someone else for not believing and stuff like that, that's where the negative comes from it, So just being open to, like, you can believe whatever the fuck you want, in my opinion, because we don't know. So.
And then I feel like that's where, like, the whole religion thing comes in at. It's like trying to get, like, somebody to come into, like, a certain set of beliefs instead of, like, just having a... Because, like, how... You see, like, how nobody says, like, up isn't up and down isn't down. You understand what I mean? Because that's, like, a fundamental truth. It's like, that's not something that... I mean, the only way that you can say that up isn't up and down isn't down is if you have a different language. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
like, if we're talking about the physical up, that is actually up. Yeah. Like, you can't really tell me it's not, Yeah.
Like how us looking right now at each other, if I say up, you're going to look up. If I say down, you're going to down. And then, so there's like certain fundamental truths. And now when it comes to religion, I feel like that they take that fundamental truth, right? And then just change the language of it. So like if I said this is right and this is down,
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Okay,
like,
so now that's right. It's not up.
Yeah.
So if you say up, you're wrong.
Exact. Well, yeah. You
in that
understand
sense,
what I mean.
right? Yeah.
So they play with the like with the logic of just shit.
With the wordage, basically, or like the ideals of it. Yeah.
But like how God is an idea. I like the fact that you said that. Now, one thing that I would ask you is, you said that you feel like God shouldn't be understood or can be understood and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then I feel like I've been at that point too, but I was gonna say like, but one thing that I think that you also know is anything can be possible too. So what if somebody did understand the concept or the idea of God in this now time that we're in now?
They would have their understanding and what they could fathom of it.
And then, so how would you feel about that in like a overall sense? Because you said that they would have their understanding of it. Mm-hmm. But like, you remember how I said that there's like certain fundamental, like how ups and downs and things like that. So like how, what if they had like one of those fundamental truths of God, and
they were able to actually like prove a part of it, or like, you know, like make it a physical thing, you know, or like
exactly. So
at that point we'd have to change the rule books. We'd have to change everything. Yeah.
And then that's where
and you have to be open to that too. Yeah, like if somebody brought that and like they were able to prove it, that would change the whole world, and like there'd be people that would they wouldn't be down with it, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that because of what they previously understood of what it's supposed to be.
And they don't want to let go of it.
Yeah, do you remember how I said earlier in the conversation the 14222 thing? Do you remember?
No.
Well, even if you don't remember, they remember, and when you come back, it will make sense, okay? But earlier in the video, I said that I was going to come back to this, but...
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yeah, you kind of mentioned it lightly.
Yeah, so you have your memory, right? And everybody is born with certain subconscious beliefs and understandings, and even it even gets as deep as your DNA. So that's kind of what I have in this chart here, okay?
Hey, did you know that they've quantified that working out changes your DNA?
Everything can have an effect on your DNA, so I wouldn't deny it.
Okay, right on. Yeah.
I mean, like everything, even like
I don't know the science behind it, but I'd love for you to look that up. Like you can pass your worked out genes to your child,
and I would understand how that would work. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that, yeah.
This is a new thing. I heard it on a podcast. I don't know shit about it. I just wanted to throw that out there.
You're passing down your worked out genes, right? It's just that those were already your genes. So like, let's say if my father works out, right, and then like he pushed his body to gaining 350 pounds, and everybody before him only got up to 200 pounds, right? It's still in your genetic makeup to get to 300 pounds. If it wasn't,
but it always was, right?
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
It just wasn't unlocked. It just wasn't awakened. That's what the New Age is called. But it's always been there. It's like how there's a part of your DNA that I can turn you into like a reptile looking thing, but that would be weird.
Yeah,
that would be weird.
You tweak one thing, I'm a lizard, bro.
Yeah, and it's crazy because there's some stuff that people don't know, man. There's like different things that you can take that could activate different things in your body. Like you could take caffeine and makes your heart rate go up. And so it's just all about how
all these chemical supplements, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about how much you want to open your mind plug for a perfect plug. Hey, it's all about how much you want to open your mind. And like the best thing that I like is like when you start to think like what's true or what's possible and what's not possible, because everything is half true, and that's the biggest truth. And I like that because even everything that you know is only half true, and you can never know the full truth other than the fact that everything is a half truth. And that's just one of the truths, which is why it's a half truth. See?
So that again, truth itself is a half truth?
It's a paradox. It's a paradox.
Right, yeah.
and it's supposed to be a paradox.
It's just like, I don't lie.
But like, it's like you understand that most of these, what people will call as like higher level of understanding things, are kind of paradoxical. But the reason why is because of the way that it operates in the overall sense.
The way that you understand it, too.
Yeah, like how the fact that us both are perceiving a set point of reality is a paradox, and I call it the paradox.
Well, that's
And
because
you agree with that?
there's no way to quantify the different points of view. You know, the
Yeah,
different
exactly.
consciousnesses. We have no idea what the fuck is going on there.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you can kind of argue, and then that's going to be in my next upcoming book, and I actually explain that stuff because you actually can quantify it, but because every paradox is only a half paradox. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. But
I need to get you on some mushrooms, bro.
I don't think I need them. I don't think I need them.
You might not, but you would absolutely benefit from it. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I had a dream that I took some mushrooms with Mike Tyson, and it is crazy.
Bro, that would be the dude to do it with.
Exactly, and most people don't have dreams of taking drugs, but I did, and it's not the first time. And it's some crazy because the type of mushrooms that we taken, I've never actually taken. It was I believe it starts with an A, but they're really red caps, like they're very red, and then they have like the white dots on them, so they look kind of like the Mario Kart ones.
Oh, right on. Okay.
But like they're supposed to be like kind of like poisonous, so
Okay.
like they're more on like the spiritual side of the psychedelics because it gives you like a
Like you're dying, kind of.
yeah, it gives you like a ayahuasca feeling. Like the
Well, you know
ayahuasca.
that's why your body creates those images and stuff is because it's fighting a poison.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you
And
basically when you take mushrooms and stuff, you poison yourself, and your body has these chemical reactions to it, and that's what makes you
it's
trip.
like oxygen,
Yeah.
like oxygen, like how
Have you ever done the Wim Hof, bro? You ever done? Yeah. You do that
That's the
shit,
good
bro.
stuff.
You're in a different head state. You're seeing shit different, bro.
I do a lot of different breathing techniques. A lot of
I
different
used to do a
ones.
bunch, man. I remember I did the one of the Wim Hof methods while I was on mushrooms.
Ever tried that?
Your perception of time is all over the place. So whenever you're like doing the breath holding and stuff like that, like you're going either way longer or way shorter or both, you know, in different situations. It's interesting.
I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're in the zone and you're like all of a sudden you wake up, you're like, how long's it been? And you're like, it's probably been 3 or 4 minutes. And they're like, yeah, it's been like 30 seconds, bro. And you're like, okay, that makes
There's
sense
been
now.
times that like I'm like Wim Hof method and just normal meditation too. But see, with Wim Hof method, it's something different because there's been times like during the Wim Hof method to where like I like just lost conscious, feel me? And
Yeah.
then like and then like I come back and then I'm
Yeah.
like also been times that like I like regular just meditated and then like I guess I went to sleep, right? But
Mhm.
like I just like out of there for like 30 hours sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Like just and then like you just come back and then you're like and then that grows
So you
and
tripped.
become conscious. But like you become conscious here and there. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested like what happened if I was to take DMT because I'm very conscious of my outer conscious. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like how when you go to sleep and
That's what I'm saying. I think you would absolutely benefit from because you have this you can touch it, you know, you have that ability to take your mind to that place, but something that is specifically made to take you to that place. You're already pre-inclined to go to it.
I'll basically be on like steroids.
Yeah, bro, you would literally, you would go in and like you would be a step ahead of the average user for sure. I absolutely guarantee you that. Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, hey, my third eye gonna be glowing."
I swear, bro, yours might actually open first time. I don't know, bro. It's something else, dude.
that's a contradictive thing because like that's like how with the chakras, like they're always open, right? It's just about how.
No, they're not always open because you can have them blocked out if you're not living your life the right way and you're not, you know, paying attention to them.
So look, watch. Let me give you an example right here, right? It's like when you so unless you're like in a coma and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Your awareness of now, you still have it, right? and you've always had it, except when you were like a baby. But I would say at that time was probably the only time that your third eye was technically closed. Now, how much aware of your third eye you are, that's what people have to work. And then I think that that's also where people go wrong when it comes to their third eye. Is like they be trying to like open it and stuff like that, but it's like that's the wrong approach.
It's always there.
Yeah, it's just all about becoming. It's like trying to open your like eyes, but they're already open. It's like,
I think you're thinking of it as a person who has their third eye open. And you're not seeing it from another person's perspective who just does their day-to-day, doesn't think about these things that you're thinking about.
I think that, because you can put it that way, like you can even say that I have my third eye open, I can say that it's actually the opposite way around. That it's somebody who doesn't have the third eye open, not understanding that the third eye is open. Because I already have one. I'm letting you know that your third eye is open.
So it's more of like your understanding that it is open and letting it affect you.
And then that's what I was saying, because it's all about language. See, because your third eye being open can mean like different things to different people, and then that's why I was saying like I don't like to say that, and I like to say aware because it can mean something else. Because your third eye being closed to some people could literally mean like it's not active, like it's not running.
Right.
You understand? Like it's blocked, or like how you said,
like with the chakras, yeah.
Yeah, people could think like how.
But it is like, there, okay, and it's still running and still doing its thing.
Yeah, and then
you're just not putting any attention to it, maybe.
Exactly, and then you're not expanding on it too, because sometimes that just be the thing. Because some people's third eyes be working perfectly fine, they just have the desire to expand on it. Mm-hmm. So, like for an example, like people want to see ghosts and have like telekinesis or like be like telepathic and stuff like that, and it's very possible because I can do it and I can do things like that, and I'm not this confident to say that because I can show you. Mm-hmm. And we can even get into some fun stuff like with me actually showing you the stuff that I'm talking, like walking the walk instead of just talking the talk, because I know a lot of people do that. So I can show you some things later on like the podcast. But first I want to say this, like even when it comes to like doing those telepathic things, it's just all about advancing it. That's all it is. But it's not closed. And the only reason why I wanted to really like even say this, because I really feel like that just that barrier of like language could steer you in different ways.
Yeah, just the way I said it, put it into a certain box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I need to change my language on the subject. I like that you said that. And I will take that. I'm not fucked up about it.
I like that.
That's what's up. Okay, yeah. You taught me something right there.
Yeah, and then so like that's my thing too, because it's all about, because we're talking about the same thing, right? It's just all about how you perceive it. Again, plug into the beginning. Like, hey man, I like this stuff. I came for like with both of our minds and like the way that we see things. The people who are listening to this will really get like a complete view and understanding of it, because like they will get like the way that like I break things down in like a literal sense or like something like that. Mm-hmm. And then they'll also get like your point of view of like getting it from somebody that's not like how I am. So I like
that. Yeah, because we're both seeing it from the different ways, but I like the fact that we're both open-minded people and that we can actually talk about it. Because if you talk to some people about it, it just don't work, you know?
And then that's why I wanted to really like start making some more podcasts and like really get back on here and then really like talking about the stuff that we're talking about, because like this is something that I'm like really passionate about, and like that I really feel like is something that I want to be heard, along with like fitness. And
absolutely. And that's kind of your whole idea, is connecting the two, right?
Yeah, connecting all of it. And then and I actually chose certain things for a certain reason, because I understand certain people that I'm going to touch in certain niches. So I understand when I connect it all, like how, for example, me getting into music and like the rap niche and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's a certain demographic of people that I'm going to be accessing, being in that niche of like hip hop, right?
Right.
I introduce those people to things like fitness and maybe like keto, because they probably never heard of like keto.
Right.
I can't like. There's a lot of niggas that's inside the hood that's never heard of keto and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So having like me who's branched out into these things, and I could bring different things to these different niches, or like maybe somebody who's in the fitness niche, right? Like how there's a lot of CrossFit people who probably listen to like a lot of rock, but they never really heard rap.
Yeah.
But they know me. I work out, and they know that I make music. Now they're on the rap. So see how they create that like matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just making a web of your interests that cross into your people.
And then I'm purposely doing that for the influence of it. Like,
Yeah.
I specifically want those
because you want them to see the other things.
Exactly. And then spirituality is a core part of that.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can call me an elite.
Yo, there you go. K9 Elite, bro.
Yeah, I like that. I have a company called Canine Elite. It's not a full.
Oh yeah, that's your other Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm about to say it's I'm still in the bootleg stage. It's still just the Instagram page. I haven't got the LLC and stuff yet.
Okay.
And I haven't even really started accepting orders yet. All the mentoring and coaching that I've been doing has been free as of now.
Yeah.
But I've also only been working with select few people too. Like I think I'm working with like 6 influencers and like 3 different other businesses. Like two clothing lines and like a car company thing, and then also a trading business as well. So I'm working with a couple of businesses, growing their social medias, and then also like doing like that Can I Elite stuff. Like Can I Elite like that's a whole thing within itself too.
Interesting.
But yeah, I've been tying down a lot of that stuff in that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me get my shit together on the social media part.
I've been telling you, we have to one day we have to get on the phone, like just talk about strictly social.
Bro, we need to meet up. We need to go to a coffee shop or something. Or bro, let's go to the gym, dude.
I'm down. See, my thing is also like in this past month, I went on like a really like everybody knows, like even my clients, like everybody I've been doing business with knows that I kind of like took a step back, but it's because I was doing like some deep spiritual stuff. That's how I got all this stuff. I was doing like some deep spiritual.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, bro, I love the expression in your drawings, dude.
Oh,
like your stick figures, like they actually have like expressions, bro. It's hilarious.
It's crazy because all that was thought out. Like I thought all that out. Like even like not trying to go too hard on like the art and like making it a certain way because I know the way. Because like if I showed some like super creepy like brains and stuff, it would look weird. So,
yeah.
I like the fact that it's like just some drawings and then my handwriting's kind of off, and then so you know that I'm smart, but it's like he's not too. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. Hey, so while you're showing that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull you something up here. So let me do the screen share deal.
I just realized that I actually showed something. I was put on showing that.
Aha! Don't worry, it'll be all right. Oh, all right. Computer's running kind of slow here. Oh, well, there's a bunch of shit right there. All right, you can see my screen?
No, and then that's what I was gonna say. So you can bring things up on here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, here we go. But you can see me still?
Yeah. I can see.
This is probably where everything gets kind of laggy, though. Let's go. If you're watching, I'm working on it. If you're listening, you're fine. But if you're watching,
okay. I'm watching. Hold
you can see it now.
Let me see. This is badass by DMWay.
Isn't that cool? That's just Discord, bro. Discord's got it going on.
Yeah, dude, they know what they're doing. Hold on, but it is still loading up.
Oh, okay. It's probably gonna take a second there.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, cool.
Oh, it said swap to my application to resume. Okay, you got it now.
Yeah, it's showing Google.
Okay, dope. Well, now it's just gonna take forever to load here. This is probably where the video gets kind of choppy, but you can see my website. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Got the whole thing going on. So the way that you take your stuff, and you draw it out with like your stick figures and like your graphs or like your kind of your charts and stuff, right? The way that I do it is I go through it, like I write it out. So it's just like I put it into this personal perspective poetry, if we'll call it that. And that's where mine
what does that
gets some structure.
In your logo?
The 13? Yeah, so the 13 is, so it's my birthday, June 13th, and then I say this on the pod all the time, but there's going to be like a mathematician that's going to fuck me up one day, is my whole social security number is 13, so there's 2 13s in it, and then every other number adds up to 13. I probably shouldn't say that, I don't know. But, and then, like, it just follows me around, dude. Like, the last couple places I lived were like 1308, 1301.
I said, let me see if I can do the math on that.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, but so, like, you got all these, like, these little poems. Let me see if I can find a good one. A good short one for you.
When you're done all you set out to do.
Hold up. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, though. All right, so seeing success.
Hold on. Let me read that one. Let me read that one.
Which one? Seeing success?
Seeing success.
Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn, everything's running so slow. All right. You want to read it out?
Think about success. What does it mean to succeed? One thing to others, a different thing to me. Success is comfort and fun. I like that. And it comes in many forms. Some can't see their own success through the shade of being worked and worn. Some work their whole lives and never achieve their version. Though from an outside perspective, you can see they've won. That's facts. Facts. So I see that a lot of older people in my family that I know that work their ass off. And it's like sometimes you congratulating yourself on the work that you've done will actually help you and not bring you back. Because some people that believe that like applauding yourself for your accomplishments and stuff like that boost your ego or make you feel lazy. And I'm like, that's based off your own, like, who you are. But to end this off, you say, look around. You will see if you open your eyes. We are all blessed. I appreciate your little slice. I like that. I like that. And then I feel like that, like, those are those poems, like, well, like, that's something that I would read to, like, put me in a state of, like, wholeness or, like, just gratitude. Like, and especially, like, how the way that you ended it off, like, just understanding, like, everything matters, but also nothing actually matters. You understand what I mean?
So enjoy what you got, you know?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter either way, really.
I like that. Yes.
All right, yeah, there we go.
Sure. And then it's crazy because I was fucking with my brother. I was all like, nothing matters. And then he was like, well, I can find something that matters. I was like, anything that you find that matters. And then now this goes kind of into what we're going to be getting into next from my side is everything that we feel like matters is just constructs of our own brain, and which we know, right? Like, everything that you might say matters is just because we've said that it matters. It doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Like even us being alive or like dying, I mean, it might have some emotional connection to the people, but it doesn't actually matter. Nothing matters. Like, things even mattering is just a concept that we made up and became accustomed to as mammals. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
Like, nothing truly matters.
As far as the universe is concerned, hell nah, bro. The universe don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And then so I was fucking with my brother because I was like, because he knows that, like, I'm like very like in tune with everything, right?
Yeah.
And then so I was like, bro, you do know that nothing matters. And then he was like, no, because no.
He said, don't you even start that shit, bro.
Yeah. And then he was like, nah, there is something that does matter. And then, like, he was playful about it because my brother actually likes like this kind of stuff. But he was like, I can find something that does matter. Then he said like some dumb stuff, and then he was like, well, life and death matters. And I'm like, nope. Again, that's only something that we gave meaning in. You know, I'm saying, and thought to, but it truly does not matter.
Yeah. And
then I was like, this whole understanding could be ended by understanding that we came up with the concept of things mattering or having meaning to begin with. So
yeah, so it's like what we give weight to.
But I remember before we kind of got sidetracked, I was asking you questions, and the reason why I was asking you questions because a lot of times, instead of like just trying to throw like my knowledge on the people, I like to ask them questions just to kind of see where they're at, so I can see how to apply what I need to say. Because overall, I know what I gotta say is gonna resonate, but I just have to know how to.
You have to know how open they are to it.
And then also the different languages, because do you remember how I told you it doesn't really matter how like open they are, but just like with their languages, because like sometimes because if your language is science, I can show you God in science, and you're gonna be open to it. You just might be freaked out, but you're still gonna know, right?
Right on.
So you just gotta the language. So that's why I ask questions, and so that's why I was asking you like you said that you feel like God was an idea, and then we did that, and then I was bringing up here. I was like, so different things have different meanings and understandings to us. And then I was saying how like there's different things we learn in our brain, but there's also information that's in our DNA, right? Mm-hmm. And then you were like, I've heard that people was able to work out, and that's actually transferred down to the children, things like that. And I was like, well, it's not exactly that them working out was transferred down to their children.
You said it was unlocked in the DNA, right?
Yeah. It was already in the DNA, and it was unlocked and passed down. Because it's like, you can have. It's like I can work out all day, right? Mm. But my kid may be fat when he's born. But if he works out, he's going to be able to get to where I got to. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, a lot of times, people see these people that look really, really good, and they've worked out, and then they have kids, and then they're buff, and then they just assume that it's the fact that the parent worked out.
Yeah.
But no, that parent already had genetics to look a certain way. Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean?
They were predisposed.
Yeah, because it's like this. Like even me, like I look like I worked out probably prior to me actually working out. When I was like 12 and like 13, like I still had cuts. Like when I started like training like 14, 15 is when I really started getting like big, and then so on. And then like my brother, like he doesn't really work out outside of like what I tell him to do when we're going through our training sessions. But there's times like he'll go months without working out, but just the genetics is there. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, of course, when he works out, that's when he looks like insane. And then that's why I can look like somebody that takes steroids but not take steroids.
Yeah.
But if someone like me were to take steroids, it would be like insane. I would
you would look crazy, is what you would look like.
Yeah. This here explains this relationship that I'm talking about, because it's different levels to it, all right?
Okay.
So at the top here...
It's another pyramid.
Yeah.
For those just listening, by the
way. We got a lot of pyramids here, y'all. I don't know why. But so at the top here, right, you would have the omniverse, or your awareness. So we've already explained that if there was a God, and if the concept of God, and in which you said that you believe that the concept of God exists, we just don't really understand it and stuff like that, right? Yeah. But one thing that you would have to agree on is it would have to be within everything or nothing, right? Like it would have to be within this, like, or like
it's everything, still, or it's not. It's not real, you know.
Like any type of description that you want to give it,
or no, it's part of everything. It has to be
concept or not a concept. The point is that it's something that we can be aware of or not aware of, or just it's the fact that it can exist, right? And then the fact that we know that we can't be aware of it is an awareness of it. So we know that we can be aware of it,
right?
So, but that's just that, right? But the point that I'm trying to make here is the fact that we know that that's a concept, okay? So it's a part of this omniverse, right? So, and the reason why I wanted to make that point is because that's at the top of the pyramid. So you have God, or you have the omniverse. So that's everything. That's everything or nothing. There's nothing outside of this, because anything that you want to say is outside of this or anything else falls under this.
Yeah.
Okay. So now below that, I have two sides of the pyramid here. I have more of what you would call as the physical, and I have more of what you would call as the mental or the spiritual. Okay. So I hope I said that right. No, I said it backwards. Okay.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to say because this actually does matter. This is the Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
No, but this is the physical. I mean, yeah, this is the physical, and this is the more non-physical side. Okay. So this is the more mental and conscious side. So at the top here, you have omniverse and awareness. If you was to break the omniverse down, you would get the multiverse, and then you would get a universe. Okay. Scientists now are pretty aware of us living in a universe. I don't think anybody really denies that.
Right.
But that's kind of what this falls under. Okay.
And they're starting to think about the multiverse.
Yeah, just now starting to think about it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's bullshit. And I
think everybody's always thought about it.
Yeah, I think they're just going off the overall state of the consciousness of the.
That's actually the beginning of my book is about the multiverse. That's crazy.
Oh, I'm about to go check that out. Then.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me find out. Okay. And then so under there, I have your body, brain, heart, blood. Okay. Now I did put knowledge there because that's like if you want to say like books or like things that you may read and stuff like that.
Okay.
I also just wanted to throw that in there.
Things that you physically input.
Yeah, because it falls under this level. Now, how would this be seen in like a mental or like a spiritual sense? That would be your memory, thoughts, emotion, your DNA. And now the reason why I put DNA there, because DNA, you can see it in the blood as a physical thing, but it reacts in a spiritual way as
well. Okay. I'm down with that.
It reacts in a spiritual way. And then so it's like your awareness, okay? So the reason why I put awareness up here with omniverse, because no matter anything, like if you even want to believe in like religions and going to hell or heaven, or even if you don't want to believe in it, if you want to believe in a cycle of life, reincarnation, whatever you want to believe, you're always going to have that feeling of I. And even when you die, you've had the feeling of I, but when you die, you basically, if you believe in death, you understand with that belief of death that you're going into nothing, okay? Right. Which again, the omniverse, and so you still have an awareness of nothing, except that you understand that the awareness.
So nothing is part of everything.
Yeah,
that's trippy.
So you would fall into that awareness. So again, you can't leave out this part of the pyramid. So your awareness is the spiritual sense of the omniverse. You understand what I mean? Because anywhere within the omniverse, the multiverse, the universe that you go, you will have that awareness to experience it. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you have a dream and you go into a dream world, which falls into the multiverse and stuff like that.
That's again, still being aware of it.
Exactly. And then, so since you understand what I mean by the spiritual and your mental faculties, this is where your thoughts and your emotion, your imagination plays out. So now, when you go lower on this pyramid, like if you remember the past pyramid, I told you consciousness, imagination, and physicality.
Yeah.
So now, when you go lower, you have your environment in your space, and then also action and manifestation. Okay, so action and manifestation is the spiritual. I would say is the spiritual side to your environment in your space. Okay, because everything like every action and non-action is happening within a space or within an environment.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah. Whether it's on a different plane or universe or whatever is
exactly. Yeah. And then whenever something is manifested, that means that it has now been fully created to its final state. Okay, which is going to fall within either a certain space or a certain environment. Because a manifestation can also just be a dream, but that's also a certain space. Right. You understand what I mean?
Well, it's a certain environment.
Yeah. Or a manifestation could be like something that you want to achieve, like how money. But I would say that will fall into your environment because money.
Yeah, that goes down to environment, I think too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that connection of all those things. But if you were to really think about what I'm saying here, all I'm doing is just describing what life is. It's not really something that you try to deny or accept. It's just becoming aware of it. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. So there's like it's not wrong in any way.
I mean, it can't be wrong.
No,
because the way that the information that I'm presenting comes across to you, right? Mm-hmm. It comes across to you to what you're experiencing at this current moment. You to think it's wrong would be for you to deny that you're here right now.
Yeah, and also I think the thing is, like, with each one of those things, each one of those little things that you're talking about deserves being expounded on. And so when you put it in that little pyramid, like, it makes it seem like such a tight little box, you know, but it's really not. It's like it's such a huge collection of ideas.
And that's true.
And so that's why it's hard to, like, because there's no way you can say it's wrong, but it's like you don't want to accept the fact that it's completely right.
Because it's like, see, what that reaction is, it's like, where do I come in this at? You understand what I mean? Like, where does my mind comes in at? When, when you're accepting it. And then, so what that is, do you remember how I mentioned the God paradox? And then I said that
You mentioned paradoxes. I don't know if you mentioned the God paradox.
I said that there's a lot of paradoxes when you get into higher levels of spirituality.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
One is the God paradox. And the reason for that is because everybody has their understanding of what God is. But if you understand what God's supposed to be, you understand that there can only be one true God.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But everybody's going to believe that their God is the true God.
Right.
But if you choose that another God is the true God, then that was always your true God. But again, that creates a paradox because everybody can have their own perception of what they think God is. Right. But the only truth.
But that's kind of leads back to what I was saying a minute ago. It's like they're not wrong, but they're not 100% right.
Yeah. See, and then
there's no part of it that's wrong. So they're leading to, if they expand on it and like they understand more, then they'll get to the 100% right, which we probably can't physically do. We can't, or intellectually or whatever, spiritually, we probably can't get 100% enlightenment.
See, and then the thing what that is, right, is because those are those predicaments, and then this is why it's the God paradox, right? And then what I'm saying, this is a paradox, because even though higher levels of spirituality can seem like a paradox, I break it down like how with this to where it's not a paradox. The only reason why it comes off as a paradox because when you initially hear it, it's like a ricochet. I don't really know how to explain that, but it's like a ricochet of like knowledge.
Yeah,
that kind of gets into the seven.
You say, well, if this is this, and this has to be this, and then it's like, well, if that's that, then this has to be this.
But like once you understand it, you can break it down. But like how with the God paradox and everything, that can be understood from a point to where it's not a paradox no more. It's only a paradox when you first initially understand it.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
So once you kind of tie up some loose ends, or like you understand little bits of it more.
Exactly. And then so to put all that back into perspective when it comes to the God paradox and everybody having their understanding, like their own understanding of like God. If you were to really understand what God is supposed to be, they're not actually right. Like people who have a certain understanding of God, they're not right. Yeah. Now, it is unfortunate that the world that we live in, and especially with the history that we've had, it's probably not best to argue on whose God is right.
Yeah.
But somebody is wrong and somebody is right.
Or nobody's right.
Well, the reason why I say that is because you have to understand. See, this. Now that argument could be true, right? If we were to have an understanding of God that God is supposed to be something that's not known to man, right? But that's not the definition of God. The definition of God is omnipotence, okay? Or like how if you were to go on Webster, like any type of dictionary understanding of what God is, it's supposed to be the all, okay? Yeah. Or every and all things. Or for monastetic.
Well, this is where it goes back to the language.
Yeah,
that's our understanding of it.
Exactly. But even if you were to take the language away from it, right? And then this is what I like to do, right? And then you're just taking it into what you know for a fact, okay? If you were to not have no language and then you were to just have the concept of what a God is supposed to be, so like the concept, and then that's what I also asked you because I know what your concept of God is supposed to be. That's why I'm approaching this conversation the way that I'm approaching it. Yeah. Your concept of God is supposed to be something that's beyond you. That's your concept of God because you said that you can't even explain it.
Yeah, if you can't, it should be so much better. Like,
yeah, but my thing is that also means that you don't know like who like what God is too, right? But I
Right.
wasn't explaining this as in like a way of us arguing. I was explaining it as me.
Well, that's what I like
versus-
about your argument is like you're saying like you don't know either.
no. What I'm saying is I do know.
Oh,
But what I'm saying is others can also know, but they're gonna have the exact understanding of me. But what I'm saying is that there is a possibility that somebody will have an understanding of God and that not be true.
right. But yours is true.
Yes, and then now what I'm saying is,
But
a
it's
lot
true
of
to you, is what you're saying, or you're saying yours is the one true.
See, and then what I'm saying is, yeah, and then now people don't like this because when it's coming from a religious standpoint, like especially with our history, it can cause a collision.
Mm-hmm.
So like what? Okay, so what I'm saying now, right, is I can say that there was a second ago, right, and you know that there was a second ago, right. So we can say like we know that there's a fundamental second ago. Okay, so what I'm saying is I know that there's a fundamental God, and I'm just aware of that fundamental God. And if you are aware of something, you will be aware if somebody else is aware of it because the
Shared
explanation
knowledge,
of the awareness, it will be the I'm saying. And then now that would only be if I knew the one God. And what I'm saying is I know what that is. Now what I'm trying to say is it's not really hard to understand if somebody really knows what the one God is. It is because you know what it is too, you just don't remember it. Because once you understand what the one God is, you understand why I say that. Because you see how your understanding of God, you was like, it's something beyond me. It's something that I can't really put into words.
No,
you was
it's
like, you probably don't believe that nobody can understand it. Right?
no, it's not something beyond me. It is me, and it is everything, and it is all of us.
And then, but I remember you said that it was something that people can't really put into like words or something like that, right?
No, yeah, we can't, like, there's no way that we'd be able to understand it.
Because you feel like that when we start to put it into words, we start to take away from its complex of being not that specific thing, right?
Right, because you start putting it into boxes.
And then this is my thing, though. So the fact that we are aware of this within itself is an attribute, but just one of the attributes of this God. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. So once you understand not just that attribute, but the other attributes that I'm going to eventually tell you.
That's what you were saying earlier is like you add those in. Like this one's, like this is right. Or what were you saying? Fuck. Sorry.
It's just layers of perception of the same thing. So that's how you know if it's right or wrong. Because it's not about if it's right or wrong. It's is it what it's like what we're talking about, or
it's
is
final
it not?
Stage, yeah.
You understand what I mean? Because you can argue all day, okay? But one thing you can't argue is what you know. You understand what I mean? Like how when you're arguing with somebody, all you're trying to do is change their perception or their opinion on reality.
Okay.
But you won't have to do that if the person already knows it. See, that's why like how what we're saying.
Well, if what you know is different, that's where the argument comes from.
See, and then now that is true, right?
Right.
But when it comes to what I'm talking about, I won't have to worry about that because of like how what I'm saying, what God is. You already know because and in what you know, you are a part of this God.
Yeah.
And now what I'm saying is like, I know what God is, and then now it's crazy how we.
Yeah, but not everybody's gods are on that accepting level as yours, and these people know those to be true. You know, and that's where the conflict lies.
Exactly. And then so this is what I was saying earlier. So everybody's gonna have their own perception of God, right? Mm-hmm. And then what I said is there's only one true God, right? And then that's what every religion says. And then now every religion also
but it's
says,
not a one thing. It's everything. It's not a thing. Okay. It's not anything that we can understand as a thing.
And then look, I like that too because I used to say that same thing, and I still kind of agree, right? Mm-hmm. But look, let's even use that as a religion. Let's call that the Austin religion, right? So that's the Austin religion, and then we have Christianity and like stuff like that, right? So they're all still talking about the same thing, though.
Right.
You understand what
right. Yes, definitely. But the wordage is different, like you were saying.
Exactly. Now they're talking about the same thing. The wording may be different, but also the problem is the understanding of that thing may be different. You understand what I mean?
But I think that comes down to the wordage because it's not the first person that had the idea explained it to someone else, but they used certain words and they understood it a certain way.
Exactly. Yeah. But
and then that got passed.
You can say that, but also I think that once you grasp like what the concept of the word is, that's where the understanding comes in at. Because like how, for an example, if you know what the concept of a telephone is, right?
Right.
You will understand that like you may have flip phones, iPhones.
That's what I was gonna say. My concept of a phone is different than my, like my great grandparents' concept of what a phone was.
But you understand? No. So the image and stuff of it may be different, but the concept is the same. You still call people on a phone.
Right. Well, yeah, but I was just saying ours does different things now.
Yeah. So,
but if you're talking about a phone that you talk on, yes.
Yeah. So, but you understand what I mean? So, like how if you were to tell people, like if you were to go back in the day to where phones were created, right, and then you were to give them an iPhone, at first thought they would not know like what the fuck it does or like what it even is. Yeah. But if you were to tell them that it is a cell phone, at that point, that's the concept to where they understand that it's made for talking to people. Now we do have apps and stuff now that also gives it like social media. You can use it for social media, but they will originally still understand the concept. And then, so if you were to put this into what we're talking about with like God and everything, people still understand that the concept of what God is supposed to be omnipotent. Okay?
Well, what you're saying is they can understand it through their experience of knowing what a phone is. But we don't know what God is.
Say that again?
I said, so you were saying like they would understand, like whenever you say cell phone, they're going to know that you use it to talk to people and stuff. But that's because of their own experience. They're going to know that.
Yes, because I only use that example so you can understand what I meant by language and concept, okay? Because God is a language, but God also has a concept to it. And then now it's the understanding of that concept that creates the diversion, okay? Because everybody agrees on a concept. You even agree on a concept when it comes to your religion. That, like how I said, it's omnipotent, okay? Like God represents omnipotence. Like there's technically, like,
among other things, yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say if you're to take the concept of God, because God could be not like a person, like God could be like everything or nothing at all, but or just states of that. But at the end of the day, that would still encompass everything. Like it would fall under the language.
So like whenever they say like, is it this? You're like, yes, because it's everything.
See, but my thing, if God meant like dog to you, like it meant like poodle or Xbox 360, then this conversation we wouldn't even be having. But the only reason why we have this conversation is because God does fall under the concept of omnipotence for you. So that's why we can even, or you can even try to deny like, oh, that's not God, because you understand like what the concept's supposed to be. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then so with us going from there, you can narrow down like, okay, but now since we know all that, I'm actually teaching how you can understand what God is, though. So since we know all that, now we can take that information and start applying it and narrowing down what exactly all the things that we know that we know at this time that falls under that, and everything that doesn't probably isn't that.
I think that's backwards thinking, though. That's you putting it back into these boxes. That's you taking it and trying to define it again.
See,
and so you're working backwards rather than trying to look further into it. You're looking back on what you know about it.
See,
but maybe you're going forward by going backwards. I don't know.
Yeah, because my thing is, see, what you said was a contradictory statement, because that's only based off your understanding of God. But the only reason why you're saying that is because you understand God as something that's supposed to have,
I'm saying you take the omnipotence part of it, the omnipotence, and you look past that, like, what else is it? So omnipotence isn't the end-all, be-all. So you're saying start at omnipotence and work your way back and, like, realize what it is, rather than realize, like, take a look further into the capabilities, I suppose.
Well, you know what what omnipotent means, right?
Yeah, being everywhere at all times, knowing everything, being everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're everything and also no thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's end all be all, because it can't be something before and after nothing or everything.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's contradictory to it itself.
Well, to our understanding, yes. Yeah.
But I was gonna say this though, because you can understand things outside of our understanding. Because even within the
That's a
contradiction,
contradictory statement right there, bro.
no. Listen, because look, watch. Even within the contradiction, right? It's still a thing.
Okay.
Exactly. So you can like these are because I know people can probably get stumped on these little paradoxes for hours, but it's not something
Right.
to get stuck on because I've thought a lot of these things through too, so I'm kind of like ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But to kind of hop back on track, right? So what's omnipotence, right?
Right.
And
here, hold on. I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
Okay.
All right, now we're back on track.
Okay, and then so with omni. Okay, here let me use a better word than omnipotence. Then, okay, I use all. Let's use all. Okay.
Okay.
So this is anything that you could say that God is or God isn't. Everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say all, and then if you want to be honest, that's the concept of God. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So with that being said, if you understand that concept, then you understand like what God is. And then so that's why I said
to your capabilities, yes.
But what I'm saying is you can understand God, right? But you not understanding God will only be a perception of yourself once you understand what God is.
Well, you not understanding God should be an understanding, or is an understanding. Well, but so that makes you understand it more.
Exactly. And then at that point, you're only choosing not to understand God.
You're not opening yourself up to the fact that you don't understand.
No, yeah. Because I've actually been at the point to where I thought that like I didn't understand God. I mean, because that's where you start off. Like you thought that you don't understand, right? And then you go through the religions and everything, and then you understand that it's only through the understanding of thinking that you don't understand God that you don't understand God. You understand? I like it. I like it. See, because your mind has to be because you're there. I know that you're there. That's why I chose to do these conversations. But your mind has to be because. This isn't no regular Joe Rogan or anything like that. You understand what I mean? So your mind has to be there, but you can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You have to fold back these layers, and you have to think about these things like that.
And like and then so the point of me saying all this, right, is because when it comes to Godbody, right, I'm explaining all this, but I take pieces of the body to use it as the language to help you understand what I'm saying. But all I'm doing is explaining fundamental truth. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. But you're explaining fundamentals about life by using the body?
Exactly. And then now the reason why the reason why I do that is because everybody that reads my book is either gonna have a body or is aware of a body. You understand what I mean? Because
are you mentioning AI? Is that what you're trying to do here, bro?
Yeah, because even AI would be aware of a body.
Right, and AI could read your book. Yeah, it would be aware of what you're talking about.
Exactly. So that's why the stuff that I'm spitting. That's why I said the stuff that I'm spitting. Like, it's fundamental. Like, it's about your body and using your body to explain fundamental truths because it's something that when you understand it in this way, like, it will stop your mind from trying to say is it right or wrong because that comes from a natural mental thing that we have called skepticism, right?
Yeah.
To try to keep it safe. It's like a safety mechanism, but sometimes
I have a pretty strong form of that.
Yeah, but sometimes that could bring you backwards or like halt you when it comes to spirituality. Like for an example, when it comes to something like God, because you would come up with the belief that you can't even understand something that you're supposed to understand. And then that's what I mean. And then that's why I use Godbody and then that's part of my mission too, is to tackle that situation right there that I just explained. Because you're a perfect example of someone who has that situation.
Yeah. Interesting. So, yeah, kind of taking it back, giving it a physical form of some sort, you know?
Yeah, and then see, I don't like to say physical because what is physical?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
because physical could be this, but this has layers.
But no, what I'm saying is you're relating it to parts of the body which are physical.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And that kind of grounds it for people, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I like about it. That's dope, bro. Yeah. All right. So when does let's go ahead and when does Godbody, is it already out?
Yeah, it's already out. Godbody in the Quamanel Code.
How do you get them?
You can get them on Amazon, or you can go to my Instagram and click the link in my description, which will pull up a link tree, which my books are there for instant. Like you can instantly buy it.
That's what's up. Okay, yeah. So you're on like the Amazon, the ebooks, or the what's it called? Is it called ebooks on Amazon?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's
shit, I can't remember what it is. Oh, they have audiobooks and shit. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like Kindle books or whatever.
So go to your Instagram, which is K9 Gains. Is it K9 underscore Gains or?
No. It's just OG K9.
Straight up Gains. At K9 Gains. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, dope.
I'm gonna podcast over because I know that there was some gems in this mug.
Oh, for sure, bro. Yeah, I'm ready. I feel like, dude, and that's what sucks is like sometimes I'll have these pods and like people like it won't get as many listens as I want, and I'm like, dude, I really wanted it to get that many listens because it was that good. You know what I mean? Like my one that I did with.
I got you with this one. I'm really gonna do my.
Let's do it, bro. Yeah, let's get this one going. Like, bro, I did one with this business owner, like the guys that own the Washita Coffee Roasters. Like, it was one of the best conversations. Like, it was the best pod. Fucking, it didn't do bad numbers, you know. But I was like, dude, I felt like it was that much better, and like I feel like it was that much like needed to be heard, you know. And it kind of drove me crazy.
So my goal here too was also to bring something that's not commonly heard or like known.
Yeah.
And then, so the concept, like, especially with that last concept that I gave you, especially, like, so I dived a bit into what I was talking about with the God paradox and stuff like that, and I'm sure it's probably not a concept that's well known. Or
in what? Oh, shit. Did we just lose K9? Oh, no. K9. Where you at, bro? Oh no, he chunking. I think we might have lost K9. So if you're still here, definitely go check out K9 at K9 Gains on Instagram. Go check out his books, Lean Gains, the Quamanel Code or Quamanel Code, and Godbody, bro. And enjoy. Yeah, go check him out. Bye, guys.